Thank you. Muted.
Oh,
Okay.
I was muted?
Well, the AI brain was muted for a minute.
Well, okay then.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. We're going to be running a Numenera one-shot today called From the Earlier. It is from the Numenera Explorer's Keys. You guys can see the book here. So we have some fantastic players that are joining me today. And before we hop in and get them introduced, just the basis of Numenera is that it is, I don't know, some millions of years in the future, and human civilization has risen and fallen several different times, and there are now technology left behind from those previous versions of civilization. And that is what is known as the Numenera. So you don't know when you're picking up something whether it's a snow globe, a battery pack, a jet pack, or a nuclear bomb. So that's the excitement of Numenera. Today, our players are going to be exploring some ancient ruins and looking for some cool artifacts, and we'll see what kind of chaos they create. So, I'm Rachel. I'm going to be the GM, and with me today are the following players. Mike, we're going to start with you.
Hi, my name is Mike. I am a sometimes guest and also a regular player on the D&D Raw podcast. Today, I will be playing Catch, an industrious delve who needs no weapons.
All right. And then we also have Jim.
Yes, hi, I'm Jim. I'll be playing Marulus, a mystical Nano who works miracles. Been playing role-playing games for a long time. Got out of the game playing for many years and recently got back into it with Dungeons & Dragons, and very recently just got back into it with Numenera. So I've been having fun learning the system, and just started with my group through Ashes with the Sea. We're about 3 sessions in and having a good time. So I'm looking forward to this.
Whoop, whoop. And then we also have, last but not least, James.
I'm James. I'm playing Auril, who is a graceful glaive who exists partially out of phase. First time streaming a D&D session. I'm usually found on Twitch streaming various different games like Dark Souls and Assassin's Creed. So this is all very new to me.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, welcome
Nice.
in. All right. So the setting you guys have found yourself in. Whoop. Hang on, I got a message. I don't hear an echo. Is it on the stream? Oh, thank you. I don't know if
Is
that's
it
on the
from me?
stream.
Yeah.
I don't think we have an echo on stream. It might just be in the game somehow. It might be from my mic, because my headset's loud.
Okay.
I can click it down a little and see if that helps. Alright, so, the setting. You guys, specifically Marulus actually, has been given a notebook and sent to look into these ruins that have some artifacts. So you've been instructed to this place. You have a notebook. When you open up the notebook, it's a mess. It looks like it's more like a journal that somebody was notating what they were doing. So it's primarily in one handwriting, but then it looks like it was handed off several times. And whoever has gone through with this journal has redacted parts of it. They've scribbled in the edges, often contradicting information. So one page it might say one thing, the next paragraph down it's been scratched out and there's notes that say completely the opposite. It's very hard to understand these notes, but the gist that you're getting from them is that these ruins have a vault, and within this vault are invaluable artifacts, many of them. However, getting to the vault is the problem, because this place can cause madness and time dilations. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff for the Doctor Who fans out there. Yes, the thom dust. So basically, your goals are to get in, find the vault, and get to the artifacts, and then get out. As you find yourself approaching it, it is a roughly 3-story size building. Not quite pyramid shaped, but more trapezoidal. And it has these rings of debris floating around it that you guys pass through. You get up into the front entryway, into the first room, so to speak. And you're in. I didn't open up the map for you, but you are in right there. So you're in this room. A plain door grants you access, and as you step inside the building, it gives you a sense of unease and yet familiarity. Whispers and flickers of light dance about you. You now find yourselves within the building. The walls, floor, and ceiling look like a bubble and a sort of distorted carnival glass, but feel like sandstone to the touch. The room you're currently in has an exit to the north and the south, each with a small dark panel on the wall next to it. So the red lines in the round room that you're seeing are doors.
And they're currently shut, I'm
And
imagining.
they're currently shut, and there's like these dark panels, maybe about the size of like an iPad, you'd say, like on the wall, that are currently dark.
All right. Marlis, Oral, you guys have a preference on which door?
Let us examine the panels and see if we can learn anything from them.
Okay. I will say, if anybody
Yeah,
has using Numenera, understanding Numenera, a skill that says something Numenera with a T next to it, that would be your skill to be looking at.
Okay.
For reference, anybody can do it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Physical performing arts is going to be very useful in this situation.
Gonna dance the panel off.
I imagine that we want to keep them in play, so salvaging Numenera might not necessarily be what we need at the moment.
Marulus has that, so I will go ahead and roll that. Is there a target difficulty
Are
shoot for,
you-
or just roll it?
First of all, are you going to the north door or the south door? Because they both have their own
We're
panel.
going to start, I think, we'll start with the north door.
The north door? Okay. So you walk up to the north door. As you approach it, when you get about 2 feet away or so, the little panel kind of flickers on. It has a little bit of dust on it, but you can clearly see there's a series of symbols and icons. It is going to be a target number 6, but you do have the understanding, so it should automatically make that one more.
Okay. Let's go give that a whirl and see what happens.
Give it a whirl. Poke the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Do a poking.
And I will go ahead and spend a level of effort on this.
Okay.
And give it a try. Ah!
Oh. It's not a nat 1, though.
Marulus walks up to the panel, examines it, says a little, may the spirits guide me. And he's like, I'm learning nothing. I don't detect anything about this panel.
So you look at it and you're like, okay, it's a panel. It definitely looks like the symbols aren't familiar. They're not even really a language as far as you can tell. They look like almost just symbols, but they are almost on like little button-looking icons, as if it's like a keypad maybe sort of configuration. So you're welcome to start punching numbers or doing whatever you
Is
do.
there anything, any sort of inkling in the notebook? Any sort of numbers that keep getting repeated, or
So you're welcome to do, because you guys probably would have shared the notebook information. It is basically
Sure.
what quote unquote gave you the quest.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to just give me an intellect check with a difficulty 6 to see what you can kind of remember or pull up. Next to the intellect word, there is like a dice icon, so you can click right on the word.
And the notebook does not count as an asset, correct?
It does not in this case, because you are pulling up your knowledge from what you tried to
difficulty
remember. 6.
6? Did you say?
Nope,
No,
no
I'm-
ideas. It'll last just short.
Just give it a while. There we
Oh.
go. Hey!
There we
Whoa.
go.
All
Nice.
right,
roll.
nat
Nice.
20.
Nice work, James.
So, Marulus, picture it this way. Marulus is up there is going, this is a screen. It's got something to do with this door. They're connected. I got that much. And you got Oral in the back who's like, yo, page 20 of that notebook. Page 20 of that notebook. It's got some of the same symbols. And you're able to kind of flip through to page 20 of the notebook, and it does have some of the similar symbols. It doesn't say specifically which ones, but there are notes around it saying that if the code's put in wrong, the door will lock for a period of time. If it's put in right, it will unlock for a period of time. So going forward, every time you interact with these doors, you now have an asset.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario, we enter it wrong, there's another door.
Yep.
That is true. So Marulus, you're still at
How-
the north door.
How thick
How thick are the doors?
how thick are these doors?
You're
Do we
not
know?
sure.
Yeah.
It's the first time you've approached, come through them. The main door that you came through looks like it's a similar material. Exactly, thick with two C's. It might be. You can assume it's probably similar thickness, which I don't know. What's a normal door, like 4 inches maybe at most? It's not excessive, but it is.
They're not like
Okay.
blast doors or anything.
No, they're
Oh.
not blaster doors, but they're definitely not like
No, yeah.
you're not gonna be able to just kick it down with one good go. It'd be hard pressed.
Well, I mean,
No, it's just I can if it's just if need be I could I could like shift through the door
Phase through. Yep.
and see if there's like see if there's like a handle on the other side or
A lever.
you know,
Ding.
and then
Well, should we try?
so we don't even have
Should we try the north door again and punch in a few symbols? See what happens.
yeah, worst case scenario, he can just walk through the
Yeah.
door.
There you go.
Should we do intellect or?
Yeah, it's gonna be a difficulty. You can use Numenera knowledge skill that you have. It's still a 6, but you also have 1 asset and you're trained in using Numenera,
Okay.
so it's gonna get even easier.
All right. Whoa, didn't want to do that, but I'm rolling horrible tonight.
You are. Would you like to re-roll or keep that?
I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that, guys. I'm gonna spend the next P to re-roll that. 'Cause that stinks.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go ahead and try again. See how that works. Hey!
hey
Nice. All right. So, and you rolled a 19. So, in Numenera, when you roll a 17 or 18 while in combat, you get a +1 and 2 to your damage respectively. A 19, you can get +3, or you do a minor effect, like you shove them back, or maybe you kind of stun them a little bit that gives everybody else an asset for the rest of the round. Or a 20, you do +4 damage, or a major effect, like you knock them prone. So there's different things. So in this case, because you're not 20 earlier, that's why I gave you basically the information about the door that that putting it in wrong locks it or unlocks it.
yeah
For this, I'll say that you're able to punch it in. Give me a 1d6 roll.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
I use roll 20 all the time. I should know how to do this.
All right, so normally it would be 1d6 plus 1 hours that stays over, but because you got the 19, I'm going to give you +2. So it's going to stay
Okay.
open for 7 hours. So the door
boy, wow.
slides up, and a little green timer starts that's 7 hours. So you all...
Oh,
so
okay.
there's a visible timer that we can see.
Yep, the screen no longer has the buttons or anything. It's just a timer on it now.
It appears
ahead
as though
of
the
you,
spirits have spoken.
Right.
I believe we should head north.
As
Let's
we're going
go.
through, I look for the door lever that we were hoping was on this side to automatically open the door in case we need to get out.
There is not a door lever. There is another panel identical to the other
Good.
one that has the same timer on it. So it looks like it's just panels on either
So
side.
we'd have been in the same situation.
Does
Whatever code we punched in, we'll write down in the notebook. So
I was about to say
whenever
that,
we're
yeah.
leaving,
Okay.
yeah, we'll remember
Yeah,
what time
yeah.
it was. It'd
Good,
probably
good.
be different to get out, but at least we have it, and we don't like what happened to that code again.
Don't mind me, just
Alright.
That's a
writing
good
notes.
Write it in the notebook, and we go down this hallway. What does it look like?
All right, so the hallway is a continuation of the room. It does look pretty much identical to the room you're in. The same lighting is ahead of you as where you're at, which you don't see light sources per se. Like there's no torches on the wall or anything, but there is a sort of glow so that you can see. I wouldn't say it's bright light. It's kind of that in between bright and like dim lighting. So it's not fully bright where you can make out every detail, but it's not dim enough that people can jump out from the shadows.
I have 2 minor globes. Can I pull one out?
You're welcome to. I will say it is light enough that you can see clear enough ahead of you that it's just a hallway that goes into another room.
Okay, then I'll
Yeah.
stow them then. Keep
Yeah, it's
them for
not
now.
like it's not dark by any means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Let's
guys
head
just
into this.
heading up.
Let's just head into this room then.
All right,
Yeah.
so you guys are plodding along real quick. As you are approaching, gotta pull up my notes. Make sure I get the right.
So as we're walking through these hallways, are they made of metal? Are they made of what are they made out of?
So it looks like that. Do you guys all know what Carnival Glass is?
The like funhouse mirrors that make you look weird, right?
No, I'm thinking of actual. So they're kind of like an iridescent. I'll pull up a little picture for you guys real quick. It's a thing that was, I want to say like the 60s or 70s.
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's so here's an example of like a piece of Carnival Glass. And I'll just pop it in the chat for you guys. And I'll just
Oh, okay.
So it's got that kind of look to it where it's a little bit iridescent. It's got like a
Okay.
strange kind of orangish red color. But if you touch it, it feels like sandstone, like just that coarse, concretey sort of feel.
Okay.
It doesn't move or anything. It's not like it's like warbling or anything crazy. It's that funky color.
So it looks smooth, but it feels rough and coarse.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You do see occasionally, you will see along the walls, you'll see, they're very brief, maybe just a split second or two, little arcs of electricity. Almost like if there's a piece of glass and behind it there's the electricity, it's almost like it's there. Like you can't touch it, but you definitely see it sparkle,
Okay.
flicker every so often.
So it's like we can see sort of the cables of the building.
Okay.
That's a good way to describe it. Jim, are you still there or did we lose you?
Oh no.
That's what I wanted to check before we kept going. Because I'm not... You guys don't hear him, do you?
No.
No. No. It did pop up with like a warning exclamation mark thing. So
Oh, gotcha. I didn't get that. His camera just
Yeah.
kind of went off, and I was like, uh-oh. Please, hold.
Thank you.
you might
Thank you for the clarification on the Carnival Glass. I thought it was kind of weird to be going into this building of funhouse mirrors, and we're just like, it's normal.
Yeah, I realize it's one of those things where my mom had some, and that's why I know about it. But I was like,
It's a strange thing
everybody
to
might
call
not
it,
know.
though.
I think it was given out at carnivals originally.
Okay.
Is why it has that like name or whatever, or there's something to do with carnivals, or that maybe that's just what my mom called it all the time because that's what she knew it as. But
No, that is what it's called. It's also called Aurora Glass, Dope Glass, Rainbow Glass.
oh.
dope.
Sometimes given as prizes at carnivals and fairgrounds.
Okay, so there we have it.
Okay.
In what decade? Like I want to say it was like 60s or 70s.
It was adopted by collectors in the 1950s.
Oh, in the 50s. Jeez.
Oh,
in
wow.
the 50s, and it was originally created in the 1900s.
Oh, wow.
Most of the U.S. Carnival Glass was made before 1925.
Oh. I should look at the ones my mom has then, because
Yeah, no, apparently, like, once the Great Depression hit, they stopped making it, for the most part, so...
I know that there's glass that's similar to Carnival Glass that they actually, like, dipped in radioactive material and it glows.
Uranium glass. Mm-hmm. Okay, I did not know that was also a thing.
Wow. I'm just sat here. You guys keep going. I'm just taking notes
just
on this
taking it all
lesson.
in.
I'm just taking it all in. I'm like, oh, wow.
Uranium glass was once made into tableware and household items, but fell out of widespread use when uranium was reduced. When availability to uranium for most industries was sharply curtailed during the Cold War.
What?
Is that not dangerous?
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
It's
Totally
there's nothing wrong with sitting around, a family of four sat around a table and chairs, that are made of
Exactly.
uranium.
Exactly.
You don't even need to cook. You don't even need to cook the meal. Just put it on the table and bang it.
That's
done.
exactly what I'm thinking. Hold on. Okay, first off, this stuff was first made in 1789.
They totally knew.
1789
Jeez.
in Germany.
Try ping Jim real quick. Just check what's.
Why? Why would anybody? Who thought? Yeah, let's make some table stuff out of uranium.
I mean, they probably. Well, pre-industrial usage. The use of uranium glass dates back to at least 79 AD. Excuse me? Alright, citation needed on that, buddy.
Let's just eat off this uranium. Like, don't worry about
Uranium
the lead in your
spoons.
toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Not wrong. Yeah, uranium has been used in glass since 79 AD. I know your stream was originally advertised as a Numenera game, but
But now we're in the history section. Hey, these walls could be leaking uranium that you guys are in, and you would need to know this because
Look, man.
it was built in the past.
Probably not the weirdest thing we're going to see today. Okay.
Probably not. But that does explain so much now.
There's only one way we're going to find out. I lick the wall,
Is it? Yeah.
and then if I start to glow, then we know.
Yeah, but it could be the thom dust.
I'm more
I
liable
lick
to say
the wall harder.
And glow harder, exactly.
at the end of the day, you can provide the guiding light that we need.
He is your glow globe.
I mean, yeah.
I am curious what happened. I'm curious, I am curious to touch the wall.
Yeah, you're
To see
welcome to
what
touch
happens.
the wall.
Oh, I
But-
certainly have been because she's been
No,
describing it
I
as like
didn't.
sand.
I thought we were just. I think that was just an experiment. I wanted to physically touch it to see if the electricity sort of, reacted to the.
Like a static shock, or like if
Yeah,
it moves around.
yeah. It sort of. moved
It's
when
not
you
like
touched it.
what are they? Like the little Tesla balls or whatever. I can't remember what
Yeah.
they're called.
Yeah, no, I think it is legit like a Tesla ball.
Okay. It doesn't follow your. It doesn't seem to react to when you touch it. When you touch the wall, like I said, it does feel very. It looks smooth, but it feels very rough. So it's a very coarse kind of stone feeling.
That's sad.
The plasma lamp is what you're referring to.
Ah, yes. The balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of looks like that, but it doesn't react like that when you touch it. Lick it.
Okay.
This place is wild.
What you gotta do is you gotta lick both your hands and stick them on and see if there's an arc.
Yeah, that's why I just wondered if we could interact with the system.
Do it. Are you actually doing that?
I don't know.
You're welcome to. For science.
And then I'll be known as that guy that licks walls.
You're that guy that huffs thumb dust and licks walls. You're my old like battle buddy. Like we've trained together. We have
knows
like
you've
a
got one too
serious
many,
mutual
head
friend,
trauma.
but like one too many hits to the head, maybe. I don't know.
Go on. Yeah, go on. I lick the wall to see if I can get anything from it.
All right, give me a.
Why not?
Why not?
I'm not
Let's
doing
do an
anything
intellect check. Difficulty 6. We'll see if you get anything by your super scientific licking of the wall. Oh, because you only rolled a 17 instead of a 20, and it's 18.
18.
So you're licking the wall. It tastes old. It's like it tastes like old stone. Like it hasn't been licked in a long time. So you've got questions.
That's sad. That's sad. Why is no one licking this wall?
Nobody's licking this wall. As somebody said in chat, it reminds you of Grandma. It's a little musty. You know, it's got that. Yeah. It needs to be aired out. You don't get electrocuted. You don't. It doesn't seem to react to you. It just leaves a kind of a grainy, dirty taste in your mouth.
What were we expecting?
I don't know what you were.
I don't know. I don't know. Just you never know. You know.
You don't know until you try.
Look, for all we know, I could have rolled a 20 and found exactly when this place was built.
He could have. Hey,
I don't know.
I make it up as I go. Okay.
No, that's absolutely fair. Have you gotten a word back from
Yeah.
from
So
Jim?
he said his computer froze. Just like randomly, his whole computer froze up, so he's trying to get it rebooted, and he'll keep me in the loop. So he's trying to get back. It's just his computer's taking its time.
Well, while we wait, I think you should. Why don't Mike lick the wall?
Nah, I'm not.
He's like, I watched you, buddy. I don't need to do it.
I listen. I'm a delve. I am here to pick apart anything we find. You want me to pry off like the wall panel and we can figure out what's going on with that electricity thing? I'm willing to spend some time on that. Licking the wall? Nah, I'll pass.
Hard.
Well, let's do that. Well, I don't know.
So I can explain why you guys are kind of. I'm gonna say you're like midway down the hall. You guys have gone and you got distracted. You know, Marulus is reading through the notebook or something. You know,
He's writing down like the door code.
the door code and
like
exactly.
He hasn't even noticed I've licked the wall.
Nope.
we're friends. I'm not going to tell him you licked the wall. Okay. This is a bond of trust.
You're not gonna call him out.
I appreciate.
So up ahead of you, you guys can see it's going to open up into another room. And you can see, you'll see a figure shape, kind of moving very mechanically every so often. It looks like it's just kind of busying itself in the room. It doesn't appear to have noticed you or take notice of you down the hall.
Well, that's good because that had been embarrassing.
It's like sitting there watching you, like, what are you doing?
Just the sound of a camera shutter in the darkness.
And then, doo-doo, Facebook message that it's been posted and is live. No.
So it's a figure, humanoid, large, small.
Sort of humanoid-ish. I would say it's medium-ish. Maybe.
So it's like us.
Yeah, it's about your size, and I can't really say it's fully humanoid shaped, but it is humanoid-ish. Jim, welcome back.
Thank you.
So what you missed is we were talking
Absolutely
about
nothing.
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 Exactly. Oh no, we got a history talk about the Carnival Glass, which is
Yes.
is the
Yes.
glass that may or may not have uranium in it. And
Yeah, my computer just totally locked up, then randomly rebooted, and I couldn't get it to reboot for a while. And I had
mine does that every so often as well.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
no fun.
I work in computers every day. I'm a software engineer. I work in computers, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you have no hard drive. I'm like, that's not good.
Uh-oh. You're like, but don't I?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Sure I do. Yeah, pretty sure I do. And I decided to play nicely.
Gotcha.
I'm back.
Okay, so I was explaining to them that basically you guys stopped in the middle of this hallway. You were jotting down the codes to the door. Got absorbed looking through the book while they did their thing, which
Talk.
was discussing uranium glass and carnival glass.
Yes.
And then up ahead,
Yes.
yes, just that. That's all you did. And then up ahead, there is a figure. Actually, real quick, Jim, give me an intellect check. We'll say
Absolutely.
it's a DC 5.
Here we go.
So,
Nice.
He doesn't miss.
so
The
you
spirits.
you do not miss the big wet tongue mark across the wall where somebody may or may not have just licked the wall.
No.
The spirits guide my movements and my thoughts.
You also see ahead
praised
of
them.
you a figure moving every so often. It is humanoid-ish. It is about you guys' size, so human size. And it looks to be very mechanical movements as it kind of busies itself in the room ahead. So that's where we kind of paused for your computer to catch up.
Well, thank you for holding on. I appreciate it.
Hey, tech happens.
That happens, exactly.
Yep. All right, so are you guys gonna proceed into the room ahead, or
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, I've got all I can from the corridor.
from the walls? These walls
It's not
don't
very
talk.
tasty at all.
I mean, historically, given that I'm a delve, security systems are probably different per place you go to, right?
Yep.
This thing hasn't shown that it's hostile, so no reason to hide or skulk about.
So you guys get to the door going into the next room, and this figure, which I will show you what it looks like if I can. Looks like that thing.
No legs floating around like a monolith. Is that a hand coming out of its back?
Yeah, it's got like 3 arms. That's why I said it's humanoid-ish.
Ish.
Is that a staff or a broom? Please
It's
tell me it's a broom.
Staff.
Okay, all right. I feel a lot. You know what? No.
But
Taking it outside. Okay. Yep.
As you approach the door, you do see it kind of idly go over to a pile of dust, and it looks like it uses a staff to kind of push the dust, almost like it were a broom, into a pile, and then it kind of tracks back over to the center of the room and goes still again. After a few
It's a
seconds,
Roomba.
that dust seems to move to another spot in the room, in which case the creature thing activates, goes over, pushes it into another pile again, and then goes back.
It's a humanoid Roomba.
If you step in, do any of you step into the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As you step into the room, once you get just a couple steps in, it will pause, mid-sweep, turn to you, and it lets out this high-pitched shriek and levels the staff pointing at you, like
Oh,
a
boy.
warning.
I smile and wave.
Yeah, I stop moving. Is it just gonna continue to screech loudly?
It was one long and it stopped. And after,
Okay.
if you don't move after, we'll say 5 to 10 seconds, it does it again, and it makes a motion towards you, and I would say takes a step, but it doesn't have feet as you saw, so it kind of
It
shimmies
starts
towards
hovering
you.
menacingly towards us.
Yes,
Okay.
it is hovering menacingly and making this high pitched shrieking sound.
Okay. I would like to slowly back out of the room.
Okay.
I try to speak to it. We mean no harm here. Let us pass.
You get a resounding shriek back, and it
You're
shimmies
talking
a little
to a-
closer.
You're talking to a Roomba.
Yeah, well,
It was worth a shot.
it was worth a shot.
Can I like look down and like get some like a clump of like dirt or dust or something and throw it to the other side of the
Sure.
room behind
yeah.
it, sort of thing?
Okay, yeah, there's tons of like small pieces of debris. So you're able to like scoop up a couple pieces and toss it maybe across the room from it. It briefly looks like it's calculating what it wants to do as it like follows the dirt and then back to you and then back to the dirt, and then it settles back for you guys again and lets out a shriek again.
Okay, all right, we can work with
Okay,
this. We can work with this.
I'm just thinking, can I like just keep throwing dirt randomly to make it sort of short circuit and break down? Like keep throwing dirt and it keeps so its brain sort of malfunctions.
Give me a speed check, difficulty 5. We'll see if you can throw it fast enough for it to
Ooh.
not calculate it, basically.
And what does
that?
the
And
edge mean?
Marula
underneath
says
that?
a thought at that. We'll give it a try after that happens.
So edge is, if you wanted to use
difficulty
effort,
5.
you can use, it would normally cost you 3 points from your speed pool, but if you have a point of edge, it will only cost you 2 points. So basically it's like a free point to use.
So I can add an effort point because I've got an edge point.
Yes. Well, effectively, yeah. It will cost 2 points from your speed pool, though. So make sure you pay that cost.
That's
But it will make it easier. So make it a 4 instead of a
I'm good.
5.
Nah, let's. We'll take the risk. I'm gonna play with it.
I mean,
Ah!
It's not a nat 1. So
That's something that I think Marulus would like to try. I thought I had.
okay.
We only have used hedge magic to move some of the dust around to help it and tell it, well, I'm doing this. Look, I'm here to help you. We're your friends. You don't have to fear us. I'm going to use it to help it clean some of this dust out of this room.
So you're
kind of mimicking what it's doing.
so
you
Aral
have-
is throwing the dirt, and Marla is cleaning the dirt at the same time.
Yep.
We're here to help you. You're obviously a brother in our spirit. Please let us pass. We mean you no harm. And move some of the dust away.
Can I?
Do a quick double check.
While you guys are negotiating with the Roomba, can I read the notebook and see if we have details on the Roomba?
You can look and see if you have details on the Roomba. That will be a difficulty. I'll say it's a 5 intellect because you guys have been going through the book, so it's going to get progressively easier
Okay.
to just kind of flip through and read through.
It's just a straight intellect roll, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And does the book count as an asset for this?
Not in this case because this is the first time you're looking for this particular
Okay.
thing.
Who ordered this book? This book is
Poor
this is
translation.
chicken scratch.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't find anything, unfortunately.
yeah, you're not gonna find anything. Your hedge magic is definitely going to confuse it a little bit, because as you guys explained, you see Oral chucking dirt into the room, and then Marulus is like sweeping it magically to the side.
Well, help me, please. We're brothers in spirit.
It still doesn't seem happy. It kind of
Yeah.
pushes some dirt around, and it makes a shriek at you, but it's much less intensity and like lengthwise. So whereas before it was shrieking for like 20 seconds, now it's like a 10-second shriek. And instead of it being like an 11, it's like a 7. Like it's maybe starting to be a little confused.
We meant to do that much. We've confused it. Okay, man.
I will say this gives you, if it does come to combat, this may or may not give you some assets.
Sure. Absolutely. Yep.
So because
I
it's
prefer not to harm the creature. It appears to mean no harm to us.
um. Well, it's
Is there a doorway that is not closed on the other side of the room?
correct. It's an open hallway on the other side. Real quick, Oral, would you like a GM intrusion? Yes or no?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. All right. So you get 1 experience. Add it to your sheet, and then you get to give the second one.
Why not?
Yep. Who are you giving the second one to? Mike or Jim?
I'll give it to Jim because I like the hedge. I like his idea about the magic.
His hedge magicking.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
so you're chucking your dirt, and as Marulus is quickly sweeping it, and it does look like it's starting to slow, and in terms of how fast it's reacting to the dirt, and then like turning back to you guys. You do get because of your nat 20 that you had earlier. Also, when you're trying to remember the symbols. You do remember that there was something in that notebook about keys that are needed for the vault, and the staff that it's holding may have been in one of those drawings, or at least something very, very similar to it.
Okay. Well, can I snatch the book from Ketch then and start flicking through just to double check?
Yeah, sure. Like, I can't read this thing.
He's like, I don't understand this garble, garbly goodness. And Marillus is over there, hedge magic, hedge magic.
Yeah.
And just like you have an
how high
idea.
are the ceilings of this room?
Huh?
How high are the ceilings?
So throughout the place, the ceilings are roughly between like 10 and 12 feet up. They're not super high.
Okay.
And it does seem
This
like
thing's
in the
roughly
hallway.
our height.
Yeah, yeah.
Like roughly, yeah.
It's this is 7 feet if it like stood straight up, like at its maximum height. It does kind of hunch a little as it's like sweeping,
Yeah.
Roombaing.
Mm-hmm.
Your angry Roomba. So you find Oral. You are gonna find the page that you had a sudden realization about, and it does show that there is 3 keys are needed for the vault door. When you guys had looked at this before, it was like one of those ones that you kind of just glazed over. You're like, okay, whatever, like, because it didn't make sense with the stuff around it. But now that you're seeing the staff, you notice that there is a staff / a shield. Thumb dust is written, and then there's like insect ?
Thorn dust.
So we may need the staff.
Okay. So we need the staff. And you're saying it's slowing down.
It is starting to slow down. Maybe like you guys are. It hasn't been able to go back to its charging station. I don't know. It's like a Roomba, but not.
Yeah.
Does it have a charging station?
I would like to offer a player intrusion to say that there is a charging station on the far side of the room.
Okay. All right, pay your experience, and we'll say, yeah, it looks like there is a marking on the ground. One of those, like, contact charging areas that is, you guys can deduce it's the same size, roughly, as the base, that would be some sort of charging station that it has to go back to.
Cool.
And is there any way that we can damage the charging station?
You could certainly try.
I was going to say,
no.
if we just keep it distracted long enough,
Yeah.
it's just going to slow down and eventually run out of battery.
Beep, boop, beep,
Yeah.
charging.
This is the thing, is it gonna go back to its charging station as well?
Well, once it slows down and starts making its way to the charging station, then we go get the staff and
Yeah,
book it.
tackle it.
Okay,
so-
back to throwing dust.
You're just throwing dirt out for it.
The rule of throw dust.
And I want to just
clean
like
it up.
yeah, and I want to like I don't know, get into a runner stance and just wait for this thing to start heading towards its charging station
Okay.
with the intent of disarming it.
Gotcha. All three of you, real quick, give me a DC 4 intellect check.
Okay. Here we go. Ah,
Oh my god.
Nope.
oh man, today's not a day to roll.
It is,
Oh, boy.
It is not. It is not.
Mike is has angered the dice gods.
Seriously. Okay, so before we address the success, Mike, are you re-rolling or are you taking the GM intrusion?
Take it.
I mean, you'll pay me for it, right?
No, this is I get a free one.
No,
because you have
no,
now.
No, I'm gonna re-roll.
So that's 2 experience, 1 to negate it and 1 to re-roll. Or you can just negate it and not re-roll.
But I still fail.
Ooh.
Yeah,
still
you're
fail.
I'll take the failure. But
Okay.
I'm gonna negate the intrusion
Okay, so
because I'm not getting paid for this intrusion.
no, you're paying me. All right,
Yeah,
so go
no,
ahead and
so I'll
pay
pay more
1
experience.
to
Yes.
negate it. Yep. And then you're just gonna flat out fail. So you're getting low, ready to sprint.
This is the greatest plan we come up with.
This
All
is
right.
the greatest plan.
feel
Man,
great
I really
about it.
hope you took that intrusion. So you guys are going to be sitting there waiting. As it's cleaning and Orwell's throwing the dirt, it does like one like motion where it moves to the side, and you are going to see on the very small like lower bottom panel, there is a sort of like indicator of its power level, and it does look like it's getting low. Orwell's the only one that sees this. The other two, you guys are too busy like getting ready for your next moves, your hedge
This is
matches.
gonna be good. This is a good plan. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Melissa's just throwing dust. I'm cleaning it up. I'm talking to it. Come on.
Come on.
It's fine. We're not going to harm you.
Yep. So you know it looks like it is getting
So-
low.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep throwing the dust and keeping an eye on its battery, and then give Ketch a heads up, just sort of like as soon as I see that it's going to,
Okay.
hit that point of.
All right. That will
charge,
give
let him know
Catch an
if he's-
asset on his speed move that he's gonna have to make to run over it and try to nab the staff before it maybe tries to do something. So it's getting low. You see it. It is definitely getting slower between actions and reactions. Catch, you are going to get ready to try to yank the staff away. So it is going to be a speed check, difficulty 5, but you do have an asset. Actually, sorry,
Okay.
you have 2 assets because it is slowing down since it's running low on batteries, and Aurel gave you the heads up.
So that reduces it to a 3, and I can not apply any more assets to it because
Correct.
it's 2 assets max.
Correct, but
Okay.
you can apply your effort if you wanted to.
I would like to apply 1 effort to this. Since I have edge 1 on speed, that means I'll reduce my speed by 2.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it already calculates. So it's difficulty 5.
Mhm.
1 effort.
Yep.
And then you
2
put,
assets.
Yep.
Yeah, you put all that.
Nice.
Way.
Nice roll, too, yeah.
So you're not doing damage. You're just trying to yank the staff away. You are
Yep.
going. You start running towards it to get ready to grab it. It starts to swing it around, like to attack you or something of some sort with that high pitched shriek. But you manage to just slide it out of its hands before it can react and do whatever it was going to do. You now have gotten the staff away from it, and it doesn't have a face, but if it could be a sad Roomba, it's a sad Roomba. Wah, wah. The arms kind of like lower, almost as if it's been deactivated. It doesn't stop moving. It slowly turns and starts rolling towards the charging station, but it does look defeated.
How forcefully is it moving? Like if I put an arm in the way, is it strong enough that I can't just like keep it from the charging station?
It'll take a little bit of effort, but it's not. It's definitely low on power, so it's gonna resist a little bit, but it would probably just eventually sort of stop. and wait for you to either like move out of the way or whatever. But it's
I would like to salvage this thing. So the hope is that it runs out of batteries and then we can just take it apart.
okay. You can hold it until it's.
I'm
out
gonna
of
do that.
juice, or you can.
So
Yeah.
so I'll just toss the staff over to Oral, since Oral,
Thank you.
you were the one who said that we needed it, and then I'm gonna turn my eyes to this sad Roomba that is running out of battery.
Jeez. So, your GM1 that you negated,
Mhm.
it would have displaced you in time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Excuse me.
Just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a problem. So yeah, you're able to hold it. You guys can go ahead and take just a couple minutes. You are a crafting person. They can assist you as well. You know, if you guys wanted, since you guys you don't appear to be in any danger now.
Okay.
It will take you to break it down to a point where you would be able to salvage materials. It's going to take you probably 15 to 20 minutes minimum. Just, you know, you got to find the right panels, pop those off.
If it were just me, like could they like poke into the next room and do that while I salvage, or would you prefer for us to stay together?
You guys can poke ahead if you want. That's entirely up to you.
Is there anything else noticeable in the room? And is it just dust, or are they like? Is there like loot and you know what I mean? Is there
There
like
is
objects?
among the
Is there objects?
So
Just to look
among
through.
the piles of dust and dirt, you are able to find 2 ciphers. And I just randomly grabbed 2 ciphers out of my box. So you will find a small, like a vial of liquid. And it is a sleep inducer. So touch or ingestion puts the victim to sleep for 10 minutes or until awoken by a violent action or an extremely loud noise. So it's basically like a little sleeping potion.
Cool.
And then
Yeah,
you
that's cool.
also find, we'll say, a false, okay, this sounds weird, a false fingertip. So it looks like a fingertip, but it's false, and it's got, when you, like, activate it, there's, like, a little, like, what you call it, needle, like a pinprick needle. So it's basically a little injector. It's an emotion poison, and the effect is that the victim will feel a specific emotion for 1 hour, and it's on a D100. It's random.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
that's. Oh, I'm liking that item. I'm really tempted to chop my finger off and stick the false one on.
You don't even have to chop.
on my
It just
hand.
slides over, buddy. It just slides over the finger.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Oh,
chop your finger
that's-
off. He's like, oh, cool, snip.
He's there with some scissors, going. Oh,
Wait, what? No.
okay.
You want to take the false fingertip of potion, or sorry, of emotion poison?
Yeah, I think the fingertip thing's pretty cool.
That's a cipher?
It could be quite useful.
Yep.
Okay. Which means that one of the current ciphers that he has...
He activated already. It was his ring nodule, so he's good.
Nice.
His levels.
Yep. Moralist will help catch, dismantle
So what do
the Roomba or robot, whatever we're calling it.
Thank you.
Okay. As far as your false fingertip, I mean, you can just wear it until you're ready to activate it. And then when you go to activate it, that's when it'll come into effect. But I have it jotted down. If you want to just put false fingertip of emotion poison. That's such a weird name, but yeah.
That'll be really weird when he uses that one.
Mm-hmm. Especially because the range of emotions are anger, fear, lust, sadness, complacency, joy, and love. And there's more descriptions for each of those.
Okay, then.
And what level cipher is that? What level cipher is that?
Roll a 1d6.
Uh,
So it's going to be a level 4. In this case, the level doesn't matter as much because you guys aren't doing checks to determine what they are. I'm just telling you guys. Normally, that's
Cool.
how you guys would determine what they are, what they do. Or some of them have benefits based on the level, like how long they last for, or if they do additional damage at X level. But in this case, it doesn't do anything different based on the level.
Okay.
And then you still have the vial of sleep inducer, which you can also pick up, or you can just leave.
Is there a limit to how many I can?
I believe you can hold 2. Let me double check your sheet. You are oral. Let me see. Yeah, you can only hold 2. Technically, because you did use your crystal nodule, but if you use, if you wanted to pick up another one, you can. There is a risk that something might happen. I will
Take the
say
risk.
It's pretty low. It's like,
Go on, we'll take the risk.
okay. So it's going to be, let me double check the math. I believe it's going to be, because you have an injector which is stable. The fingertip is stable, and that's stable, so it's 3. Let me double check the math. Cipher once per day.
I blow up.
It's going to be a 1d100 minus 30.
You want me to? Is that what?
Yeah, if you, or you, I can roll it if you want. If, but yeah, if you want to, it's just 1d100 minus 30.
18.
18, nothing happens. So on a 1 through 60, literally.
Do you want me to roll? Want me to roll a d6 for the level of the potion as well?
Sure. Alright, so that's just a straight up level 3. And it's just a sleep inducer vial, if you want. AKA sleep potion.
Someone to sleep.
Go to sleep.
He's gonna take the thumb dust and the layer be like, man, I'm tired. Don't. Just down some sleep potion. Alright, so you guys are going to...
Right,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying I'll be out looking over those while them two do their thing.
Okay.
Thanks.
So while they're scavenging, basically you're gonna get. I'm gonna give you 2 assets because Marulus has has understanding Numenera.
Okay.
So he's got like more knowledge about it, so he's able to help kind of point things out. Like, oh, this is definitely like an on-off switch. This is definitely a
Oh, cool.
capacitor or whatever.
Okay.
So he's got like that kind of knowledge about it. So it's going to be a difficulty. How about give me a difficulty 5? You have the
Difficulty
2
5.
assets because he's assisting you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put forth any effort on this.
Okay.
Um,
This is really
'cause I'm
just
already-
to see how much you're gonna get.
yeah, I'm already trained in it, so.
Mhm.
2 assets. Wow, I cannot roll.
Yeah, today's not your day.
How? Hold on. Trained 1. Yep. Dang.
You could spend an XP and re-roll if you want.
You can.
I'll
Unless
do
you're
that.
out of XP.
Nope, I have 1 XP left after this, so
Yeah.
I will roll again.
I used one and I got one, so I'm still the same. So
Yep.
I have some to use. Yeah.
I'm honestly disappointed by my rolls. There we go.
There you
Much
go.
better.
And a minor effect. Alright, so
Much
you are
better.
going to get... Let me double check what these are called. Because you get multiple things. What are you playing? Catch. I want to make sure I tell you the right names of stuff.
Mhm.
Alright, so you're going to have... So you're going to get responsive synth. You're going to get an additional 6 units of responsive synth.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to give you 12 units of iotum
Nice.
and 2 units of thalm dust.
Mm.
Okay.
So you guys now have
sounds very
three
interesting.
uses of thorn dust.
Well,
Someone say
I have
thorn dust?
2, and he has 1. I'm gonna hold up 2 little baggies and flick them your way, buddy.
He's like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna count that as part of my inventory. Just amp up your thorn dust usages, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you
It's
guys
a good
have
day.
successfully harvested this creature. You also have the staff, which upon notice, it doesn't look like it. Let me just double check. It does have a weird vibration feeling to it, but otherwise it doesn't seem to have any abilities of its own. Like, it doesn't seem to be like shoot lasers or anything like that. It looks like the creature used it almost as like to magnify its abilities.
Can we pass that one on to Marlis while because you have understanding Numenera, it makes sense that you'd probably kind of
That's good.
like as we walk, just like, what is this weird thing? While Arl and I are just kind of going ahead and make sure that nobody hurts you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so you
Yeah.
guys are gonna be heading. I'm assuming down the next hallway.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna get down the hallway, and there's a door
Yep.
with the pad. It is going to be a difficulty 3,
Good.
and you have 1 asset. And if Marulus does it, he's trained.
Yeah, I'm a flourish over to Marlis.
This is kind of your thing,
I'm
Marillus.
just. Yeah.
So I will
just
take out a
looking-
notebook and we'll enter the same code and understanding Numenera.
Yep,
And
yep.
This is level 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to apply no effort. And here we go.
Bingo.
There we go.
So, give me 1d6.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so boop, little timer starts. 3 hours.
All right.
All right,
Okay,
Let me update
all
my
right.
notes really quick because I got a couple notes.
And truly, it was 7 hours, and we spent 20 minutes, plus who knows how much time throwing
the wall?
dust around.
No.
You know, couldn't have been more than an hour. Let's
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
How far away are these doors from each other?
They're not super far. It's maybe like a 20-foot hallway. I mean, it's not like 100 feet. It feels very far, but at the same time, you're like, no, this is like a standard kind of hallway length, like what you would imagine in like an industrial kind of building. Like, there's like a hallway where there would normally be doors, but there's no doors. It's just rooms.
I'm just thinking we could run back and see how long we've got left on the first door. Just oh, you've got it. Never mind. I've just seen the.
Yeah, and we know that there's panels on both sides, so I don't think we're feeling like we're going to get trapped. So,
Yeah,
Not unless you bust the pan. No, I'm just kidding.
unless we bust-
I can do that.
Don't give
I'm
us any
ready to
idea.
do that. I am prepared
Give
to
us
do
any idea.
this.
That would be 3. Okay.
And I'm just making my notes. These are not DM notes, so
No, I know.
I don't know.
Don't
Well,
worry.
I was
making my
telling
own
them
notes.
in case they thought you were doing them.
Oh, no. I've got my
Oh,
own
it's
notes.
I thought it was.
No,
Nope, I am making notes, but they're not where you can see them.
No, that's
These
a
are-
good.
these
That's
are catches
right.
notes.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so you guys, the door opens up. What is happening on my screen? Sorry, something else was trying to open on my screen. This is this room. Alright, so the door opens up. 3 hours starts on the timer with a green 3-hour countdown. And it says you enter the room and it seems to be completely empty, though you hear the occasional echo of a voice from somewhere in the distance.
How big is the room?
It's not very big. The distance from which the voice is coming is much greater than the size of the room that you're looking at.
So it's probably down the next corridor then.
Yeah, I mean, I'll step into the seemingly empty room. Let's go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. Why
Yeah.
not? Hold on.
Why not, indeed?
All right, so catch. This will be catch, and
Yep.
then we're gonna. Was that 1 or 2? Did that roll 1? 1. Catch, and then we'll say Oral's probably stepping next because Marulus was still looking at the thing.
Mhm.
All right. So catch, you walk in and immediately feel like you have been partying all night long.
Okay.
You're like, wow, what is happening?
Life is good.
Who did I say went Oral? You're gonna hear catch. Life is good. Life is
Okay.
good. Life is good. And you're like, what is happening? Marulus, when you walk in, you're like, oh, we've definitely been here.
Yeah.
We've
I've been here before.
we've been here before. I have not been here, but I know I've been here.
Seems very familiar to me, like perhaps in a dream or a vision that spirits gave me.
Your spirit's
Something
Or
about
just
this room
a
is
rad party
something
in
about
this room.
is
in this room. That's why it's
Catch,
memorable.
stop talking.
why
Stop.
is Catch saying everything 100 times over and over again?
Actually, Marulus, you don't hear that. You don't hear him
Yeah.
repeating it. Just
Yeah.
Oral hears him repeating it.
I stopped talking like 2 seconds ago.
Catch.
Wrong button. Sorry about that.
Oh, I was like, what you doing there, buddy? Yeah, so otherwise, nothing else stands out in this room. It's pretty empty. It looks very similar to the first room you came in, with the exception of there's the door you just came through now behind you, and then a open hallway ahead of you. It doesn't look like there's a busted panel with a door missing or anything. It's just that it's an archway that you go through instead of a door.
Then I'm gonna walk like an Egyptian to the next room. Let's
You
go.
sort of sway like a hard left and then a hard right. You guys notice his stagger is yeah, he's staggering a little bit.
It's my swagger.
No, it's definitely a stagger.
No, just stop talking.
Yeah. You guys are able to walk through to the next hallway. You're going to continue on?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's continue on, yeah.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Okay, so you head on down this hallway. By the time you get partially down that hallway, catch, the feeling is gone. You're back to normal. You're like, I don't know what that was, but all right. Great time.
All right.
All that thumb dust.
Oh, you bet. I've seen Oral on some thumb dust. That's definitely a
Not
different
good.
vibe right there,
It's
man.
definitely that party. So this is the next room. As you guys are approaching this, you can see that this room's a little bit brighter than the previous ones you've been in. Not by much, but it is, enough that you can tell you're going into a brighter room. Are you guys going in the same order? Catch, and then what was it? Catch, Oral, and Verlis.
I'd assume.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Catch, Oral, and Verlis. Did that ping 3 times? It
He's
did.
got it again. He's got it again. That's brilliant.
So, Catch, you kind of walk in, and then you're like,
Okay.
how did I come in first? Oral was definitely ahead of me. Like, something's not making sense. Oral, you feel like you just took a double dose of thumb dust. You're like, wow, I'm so amped. And then Marulus is also in the same boat where he's pretty sure he came in last, but now
Yeah.
he feels like he's in the middle, or he feels like he was in the middle and now he's last.
Yeah.
It's like,
No. I'm
I ju-
pretty sure I wasn't first. No.
party room number
Yeah.
2.
I've had a crazy time. Not today. Today? Yesterday? You know what? Oral should go.
Oral just
Oral's-
pulls out. Oral just pulls out his rapier and just starts frantically,
Swooping around.
fencing in the air. It's just, yeah, he's just randomly stabbing things. Not really.
Not really anything in particular.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Just,
maybe,
no,
maybe
just
I
just
should go first this time.
You also notice as you guys are kind of looking around, like trying to figure out what's not clicking. You enter the room and it does appear empty. There's nothing like on the ground or anything. It's just like the room before. However, the walls are kind of making a warbling motion, like a bubble that's been poked, like that, like
Okay.
ooh. And you do hear a series of whispers bouncing around the room that after a few seconds stop. Like the walls go still and the whispers stop.
I'm pretty sure the walls did that before, right? Yeah.
Oral's just gonna go woo, and then run. He's just gonna literally take the south. He's just gonna take the south corridor. He's just hyped up. He's just gonna be like, woo, and then run.
It's tearing down right into a door. Dang it.
I think Marulus will take a moment and he's gonna feel the walls, see if he can feel anything unusual, or just examine them closely and see if there's anything more to tell about them.
Are you licking it?
No looking.
Okay. What's up, Catch?
I got like a hammer with like some spikes. I just want to like mark this door as the door that we came in from.
Okay.
Somehow, I don't know if you want me to like hammer into the wall or just mark it with some chalk or something else.
That's up to you. However you would like to try to mark it.
If we have a permanent marker, I would just like to mark this doorway, this panel, this thing.
Yeah, I mean you can use like the pen, what do you call it, the hammer or whatever. You can like etch into the wall or.
Yeah, then I'll etch it into this like doorway.
Okay. Yeah, you've marked the door that like X, like we came through here, guys. Marulus, you're touching the wall. It feels exactly like the other rooms. Oral, you've charged down that hall, and there's a door.
And he's going to charge back, and he's going to go down the next corridor. He's going to see the dead end, turn back around, come back, and then straight into the room, look around, and then go right.
Okay. As you're getting about halfway down the hallway to the next room, it is going to wear off by this point because it only lasts a little bit. And you're like coming down from that rush, all of a sudden it just drops you like whoo, crash.
Oh no! He's going to fall to the floor. He's going to.
He goes running down, comes back, woo, and then goes crash.
He's literally going to fall face forward, boom, right on the floor.
Hey, Oral, you good, buddy?
He's like midway down the hall.
just the mode of pain and sadness. I'll go get him, I guess. Okay,
so it seems as though the spirits perhaps do not want us here, or are trying to speak to us in some way we cannot understand.
Yeah, the wall thing and the whispers is definitely more your wheelhouse. I'm gonna go grab Oral and see if there's anything at the end of that doorway, and then meet up over at the door over there that, he ran away from.
So, as you're going to collect Oral, you can look a little further down the hallway, and you will see that it does open up into another room. There is stuff in this room. Let me pull up my description. What you would be able to see would be... are you going all the way to the room, or just close enough to be able to look in and see?
I'm gonna kind of pick up Oral, give him my shoulder to lean on if he's having trouble standing, because that thumb dust hits hard, man.
It really does.
And then I'll hobble over to the doorway with him, but not walk in.
Okay.
Because curiosity, I want to see what's up.
Of course. So as you look into this room before you, you see hundreds of metal knobs on the walls that serve as anchor points for golden metal strands, each connecting to another like an intricate web. In between some of the knobs are head-sized holes. And some strands trail into these holes. On the far end of the room is a fragile, head-sized metal frame with golden threads within it, like a miniature version of the webbing structure you see on the walls.
So there's head-sized holes in the wall with a bunch of wires. Okay. And then there's a head-sized cage in the center.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's what you're kind of looking at on the...
Little shaky of a tone in my voice. Marlis, we found a thing. I don't know what it is.
I think you should probably come look at this.
Yeah, you can hear him, and it's like he's not super far away, so you'll be able to catch up in a couple seconds.
Just down here.
Yep, and as you get to that doorway, you can see the same thing. You're looking, and it's there's these weird golden metal strands all along the wall. There are a couple that stretch across the room. Think very James Bond laser type, but it's not like so bad you couldn't walk through it if you walked carefully.
Okay.
Let's just say it's a good thing Oral's thumb dust wore off before he charged through. Just,
So, I know Marlis is probably going to take a different approach, but if I were to salvage this whole room, how long would it take, and what would I get?
It would take a while. You would get a lot of stuff, though.
Understandable. Thank you very much.
Yes, yeah. I will say it's not out of the question, but it might not be your priority.
No, the priority is to find the vault, and this doesn't look very vault-like, but, maybe on our way out, we stop by and grab a couple of golden strands. I just kind of, touch one of the strands and just, follow it along.
Catch, would you like a GM intrusion?
Yes.
All right,
please.
one experience for
I
you.
need XP. I need XP badly.
And who would you give the second one to?
Marlis, I have a feeling we're about to hit some trouble, so take this XP.
Thank you.
So this is going to be a kind of a double thing that you're going to get, which is as you guys are standing there, you are going to see one of these holes. Kind of deep within it, there's motion, and after a few seconds, a golden head-sized spider appears.
Oh boy.
Trails out, goes and just crawls into the other hole. At about the same time, you remember that when Aura was looking through the book, there was insects ?
Oh yeah.
Technically arachnids, but yeah.
Insects ?
Yep. Just where is that notebook now? Who has that? Just a cobbly flip to the page, put a check mark next to the insects thing, close the book.
Yep. Bing.
Yep.
We got that. Yes, he was right.
So, what would you like to do with all that information?
Leave.
How about you, Marulus and Aro? Leave?
I am tempted to step into the room. Something about it speaks to me.
The spirits.
Yeah, the fact that this one massive thing in the middle is kind of curious. He's got me curious.
And I will say that it does look like it's not connected to the webs. It's not within the webs. They go behind it.
You did say that there are multiple keys that were needed to get into the vault. Would this match the description of one of them?
Insects? ?
Okay. All right.
Maybe we need one of them. I wonder if there's one of them in there. There's a bunch of them, and I wonder if they're.
Or you take the little cat's cradle looking thing in the middle of the room.
Okay, you're going to try to get to that?
Well, I was gonna
Or you're
save
suggesting
oral
that?
and
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm suggesting it. I've been doing a lot.
Marulus feels guided by the spirits. I will walk into the room.
Okay. Just give me a it's going to be a speed difficulty 4 check just to see if you're able to kind of nimbly move through without touching any of the webs, unless you don't care about touching the webs.
I think I will try to avoid them, not wanting to disturb them, and I will use a level of effort.
Oh,
So, as you guys watch, he like nimbly weaves through and gets across the room. It's not a huge room. It's maybe like 25 feet across from where you guys are to where he is. So it's close enough that if you need to get there quickly, you're able to. Obviously, though, you would risk touching stuff.
Rachel, it seems as though James cannot hear you now.
Oh, wait, what? How?
Oh, no, I can hear.
How can you tell?
Because James was saying as such, and you guys were cross-talking.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I don't hear him either.
I don't hear him either, so...
So, James, if you want to try reconnecting, because Jim and Rachel do not hear you.
Yep.
He
Good
has
call.
disappeared for a moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tech problems.
I'm glad he could hear me, because...
That'd be really weird. Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
Oh, I hear you now.
I think it was weird that Jim and Mike were saying something, and I'm just like, what are they on about?
Don't worry, everyone is on the same page now.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, and I can hear you, although it was very roboty for a second, so...
Nobody ever knows what we're talking about, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. As long as you can hear something, you're halfway there. So what were you saying, James? Oh, I think we might have lost him again.
Oh, no.
Hello? Because I saw a
Yeah, we
little
don't have him.
the exclamation point pop up on his...
Oh, interesting. Okay. Golden spiderweb. I like it.
Good, solid. I was gonna say I would figure out your plan of attack for this room, and then maybe we'll do a break before we jump into it.
Marlis is taking the initiative of getting the thing.
I walked in, so we're gonna see what's happening next.
Yeah, if this winds up being a thing where like you grab it and people spiders jump after you, I'll be right there with you. I need you to deal with my noble problem after all.
All right. James is reconnecting, not reconnecting, maybe reconnecting.
One of these.
Possibly. Question mark?
Sometimes the nanospirits call upon us to be bold.
Sometimes they say that I need more experience because I rolled
knowledge is not without risk. In order for mankind to move forward, we must be willing to take chances.
I don't know, buddy. Like, mankind has moved forward plenty of times.
And then fallen plenty of times.
And then I just kind of motioned to giant golden spider webs and head-shaped spiders and my bag full of broken Roomba parts. Like, we're trying our best, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so since I don't know if he can hear me or not, because I cannot hear him. So actually, before I describe what happens, why don't we go ahead and plan to take, do you guys want 10 or 15 minutes? I figure long enough to go to the bathroom, get drinks, grab a snack if you need to.
Yep.
10 is fine by me.
Yeah, 10's fine.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to let him know will be, in case he can't hear me.
Yeah, you're both typing, so.
Oh, you can hear him?
No, I cannot.
Oh.
You just see in the chat that you can see that both of you guys are typing. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do 10 minutes. Give him a chance. Hopefully, he can sort stuff out, and we will get back to streaming it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a Be Right Back page up on the stream, so you guys will be muted.
You know, you really could be doing more for this city. Your family has a history of philanthropy, but as far as I can tell, you're not doing anything. If I'm elected, I want to change that. My God. gonna go pay my respects. Will you wait for me? I want to continue this. So sorry.
Excuse me, Chief. Can I talk to you? Gil Coulson is missing.
What?
Hasn't been heard from since last night.
Christ, not again.
Hey, Mr. Wayne.
You got people looking for him, Jim?
Sent a couple guys to his house. Nothing.
What did his wife say?
She hadn't heard from him.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car and show your hands! Get out! Get them up! Get out, show them!
Christ, it's Coulson.
There's a bomb around the set!
Let's clear this place out now!
The Batman. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX. Only in theaters March 4th.
Move makers, study breakers.
And multitasking actresses like me all use Nexplanon to prevent pregnancy.
You know, the birth control that goes in the arm.
It's one of the most effective birth controls available. Nexplanon lasts for 3 years, unless you want it taken out sooner.
Don't use Nexplanon if you're pregnant or may be pregnant, have or have had blood clots or certain cancers, have liver disease, liver tumor, or unexplained vaginal bleeding. Once the implant is placed, you and your doctor should feel for it in your arm. If at any time you can't feel the implant, contact your doctor right away and use a non-hormonal birth control method such as condoms. While uncommon, ectopic pregnancy can occur while using Nexplanon, which can cause serious internal bleeding, infertility, and even death. You're likely to experience changes to your period. Ovarian cysts may occur and usually disappear. Nexplanon may raise the chance of serious blood clots, which can cause heart attack, stroke, or death, especially if you smoke or have other risk factors. Nexplanon doesn't protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your doctor and see if it's right for you.
Numenera computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Audios, all the good stuffs, transition. All right, and we're back. So to recap, they walked into a room where two of them felt something wasn't right, like memories were being altered of some sort, while Oral felt like he'd just done a double dose of thom dust, took off running down south, ran into a door, bout-faced, came back, and then took off again, and then crashed, like coming down from the worst caffeine rush you've ever had, in the middle of the hallway, where they went and collected him, specifically Ketch did, continued down the hallway to find this at the end of the hallway. A series of golden webs made of metal strung across the wall, with a tiny, not tiny, it's head-sized, because obviously that's a measurement of
the
sizes.
distinction of the insistence of head size.
It's very
concerns
concerning.
me.
Yeah.
It's very concerning.
Oh, and we lost James again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys were standing at the door looking in there. He knows mostly what's going on, so this is for our viewers. And as you guys were looking in, Marulus had the urge that the spirits wanted him to go forth into the room. Ooh, so he nimbly wove through and made it to this head-sized, because obviously that's very specific. I don't know what... Look, it's what it says in the book, guys.
Because it's supposed to instill dread,
this is a
and
bad
it's
idea.
working.
This is a really bad idea.
idea.
Catch is like, yeah, Marulus, you're nuts.
Yep, this head-sized replica of basically the room you guys are in. And that's where we left off, because James is having some computer difficulties now. So we'll just give him another minute to come back in. You guys be thinking what you might want to do. I believe, Ketch, you were saying you're ready to lunge in and assist if something
it
goes
seems
south.
Like that is the trend where everyone else will do things. I will sit at the edge of the door and prepare to run in.
and help. Yep.
It happened with the Roomba. It's happening at the Golden Spiderweb room. Like,
pretty much. Oh, do we have a James back?
Someone's got to save our bacon, Catch. You know?
like Ketch what I'm getting from Ketch, having played him thus far, is he serves both extremes of I'm willing to take apart literally anything I can get my hands on, but also everything we deal with is dangerous. Maybe we should take a minute.
Nah. James, are you back?
Roll 20.
I hear white noise and I see the bar lighting up like it's trying to come through, but I'm not hearing anything.
Interesting. Yeah.
I will mute in case maybe you're picking up something from my mic. Who knows?
Nope. It was kind of blurbing in and out, like a little vroom, vroom.
I mean, you did have the other characters. One of them was just like impulsive person that just runs in.
Oh yeah, always. There's always one of those.
Ridgie, curious Argus who acts without consequence. So, what are these blurbs in Numenera? Because I noticed that I have one too.
Yeah, so you're basically the way the Numenera works is like the cipher system for your character creation. So in D&D, you have your race and your class, like you're, a gnome barbarian or whatever. In cipher system and Numenera, you have a descriptor, a type, and then a focus. So each of those builds your character type. So your descriptor is that first adjective. Which would be, I can't
industrious
remember.
For me.
So you're industrious. Your type is your delve, and then who blank is your focus. So from there, there's a huge list of, there's only like the 6 types, but then there's, I want to say like 20 something descriptors, and there's like 40 focus. And each one gives you different abilities and tweaks it and flavors it just a little bit more.
So industrious does something to my stats then.
Yeah, it might adjust your off the top of my head I don't remember. Like I know for the like Curious Glaive, I think gives him like more intellect or more edge to his intellect.
Okay.
Whereas I could pull it up really quick while we're waiting for James to come back. I don't remember if it's Destiny or Discovery, but we'll see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I figured that, like, since we're not playing,
questions.
it gives us an opportunity to talk about it.
Descriptor. So you are industrious. Okay, it's not going to hyperlink. Cool. Thanks. I clicked on it and it's like just sat there. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Because I see special abilities, and some of them, like Imaginative Solution, Right Tool for the Job, sound like things that would go for the Delve, which would be my class, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, that's accurate. So industrious. You're rarely satisfied with the status quo. You're always thinking about how you'd like to advance your agenda or improve a situation, whether it's your situation or someone else's. Whatever your goal, you come at things with an idea of how you'll accomplish everything that needs to be done to achieve it. You gain the following benefits. Let me just make sure that's not messing that up. Okay. Sorry. I was making sure it didn't mess up the stream when I opened this window, because sometimes it does.
Yeah, no worries.
So, what it does for you... energetic, +4 to your speed pool. So your speed pool is boosted. Ready for what's next? You add +1 to your recovery rolls.
Okay.
Imaginative Solution. When you apply a level of effort to any intellect task, you gain a free level of effort. Oh.
So that's not from Delve. That's on my sheet, but that's not from Delve.
Okay. But I don't think you've done that to intellect, really, have you?
I have not, because it's you do it once, and then you can't do it again for 10 hours.
Yep.
Or you can't do it
it's
until
once per day.
Yeah, it's once per day. Oh.
Yep, yeah, it's your once per day.
Yeah.
Days in Numenera, 28 hours. It's one of those weird little things.
Yeah.
Yep, and then you do have an inability, though. You're energetic, but not as fast. All movement-related tasks are hindered.
I don't think that's on my sheet.
Yeah, I don't recall.
I don't think that's on my sheet.
I went with the sheets that were pre-built, so it may have been taken off for some reason. Let me double check
Okay.
that I didn't just miss it. Nope, James. I was like, James is back. Nope, James is gone again.
Today is not the
So
day.
movement
It's
is
not.
hindered.
Specifically, let's see.
So is that
All
like a
movement
skill
related.
roll?
So that would be like if you're trying to do like a jump, a climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run.
Okay, so like when I took down the Roomba, I should have done that hindered.
In theory, yes.
Okay.
Oh, see, they labeled it as interaction tasks on the sheet.
Okay.
That's what that interaction tasks. And you'll see it has an I believe, next to it.
Yeah, for intellect though, not speed.
Yeah, it didn't actually say on here, so I think I just guessed.
Okay.
But
so
yeah.
should I move it to speed then?
Yeah, go ahead and change it to speed because I didn't realize
Speed.
it was for.
And it's untrained, right? Or is
It's
it
actually
inability? Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Speed interaction tasks.
Yeah.
That. So then I guess speed is meant for attack?
I wouldn't do it on your attacks because that's different. This is more
Being agile and stuff.
Yeah.
Right, being agile.
Yeah, like if you're trying
running,
to
jumping,
balance, run, jump.
climbing.
Mhm.
That is okay. That's a very interesting combination for a delve, though.
Yeah, and the way they put it here was interaction tasks, so I thought it was intellect based, like you're interacting with machinery because I didn't look
Okay.
into it.
Yeah.
So that's my fault, but
Oh, that's cool.
hasn't come up too much either way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm industrious, Marlis, so I might not be the best person to dive in.
It's fine.
And you know, it's probably good that you were the one to try and duck and weave through a bunch of spider webs rather than me.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All right, hold on. He's messaging me really quick.
Yep.
Want us
I have to try it. Delves are willing to risk everything just to find something new, something that no one else has seen before. They're driven to expand the boundaries of the known, often rediscovering what was long forgotten. Delves delight in finding never-explored ruins from prior worlds and cataloging them from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Mysteries presented by weird machines and broken scrap are nearly identical for Delves.
All right, so I'm seeing he said his computer has just stopped working.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. We'll see.
That's what mine did earlier. Mine said I just totally rebooted and it did not want to.
Curse you,
reboot.
Numenera.
Yeah, exactly.
It's taking out everybody's PC in the process.
Exactly. The
Listen.
tech experts are against us today.
Mm-hmm.
Put on a light.
So, okay. I think the way that I'm supposed to be playing a delve is that I use the iotum to work around like my untrained.
Your
like if
inabilities.
if I have an issue with interaction tasks for speed, then I just build something that helps me to get around that.
That helps you just do it.
I mean, yeah, as long as I can define what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lasts for about a minute or until used for the intended purpose. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the delve. So there's the original Numenera only had the first three classes, which was the glaive, the nano, and the
Jack.
glaive, the nano, and the jack. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when they came to the second edition, and they split it into the two books, Destiny and Discovery, they added the right, the delve, and the Arcus.
Okay.
I think those technically were out before when they did the character options. They get introduced those, but then when they rewrote and released the new sets of books, that's when those were actually included.
So is it a 1-for-1 thing? So I spend 1 point and 1 iota, and then we talk about what I'm trying to do.
Let me just give a quick once over. Since I had always been playing it as it was interaction with like machinery, and they were just like, "Oh, I just can't do machinery stuff." And there's always been like a Marulus or somebody in the party who could. They were like, "Okay, I'll just let them do it." So this is your what? 1 int point plus 1 iota. If you at least
Right tool for the right job.
Yep. Yeah. So you can fashion temporary that provides an asset to a physical non. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1. And except for
it's an action to make it and then an action to use it.
Yep. So if you were trying to do it in combat, it would basically take you 2 turns to do it.
Yes.
But outside of combat, yeah, you're free to just kind of take a minute.
Okay. So if I wanted to make like a crane game style hook shot to delicately grab the head shaped cage in the middle of the room and just pull it back without regard for the spider webs, that would be one iota.
Yeah, you could definitely. I would say it might take a couple extra iodom in that case, just because you're building like a device.
So I'm building 1 to build the outward, 1 to build the inward, and then another 1 to build the actual claw.
The clamping, yeah.
So 3.
Yeah,
so,
I'd say
okay.
3 iodom, but only 1 intellect still.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then it says like if you need to climb a wall, you can create a climbing assistance device.
Right.
Which I guess is just like a hook shot, like literally just like
I'm thinking either a hook shot or have you seen those I don't know.
The rappel grippy thing?
Yeah, where you slide it up the throat and it locks. Like
yeah.
I'm thinking something really kind of simple like that.
And that's 1 iota. Okay.
Yeah. Because I always
like little suction cups or something, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So James said to go ahead and continue because he's not sure how long until if he'll be able to get it back up and running. Okay. So I can go ahead and I could just kind of take over his character until we get in, until he comes back, or if there's like a logical place for his character to mysteriously disappear.
Yeah.
So we'll just pick it up from there. So at the moment, he's kind of leaning against your character, Ketch. So you're supporting Oral, which is good. He's kind of out of it, from his thumb dust crash.
Spinning head,
Yeah, I'll probably set him aside in case I need to run in after Marlus.
Okay. Let me just make this adjustment here. Okay. So, as it stands, he's flopped against the wall. I'll say he's still able to, if something comes out and you guys want him to jump in for XYZ,
yeah,
I'll take control. Otherwise, he's going to be just shadowing. Okay. So you guys are standing at the door, Ketch is standing at the door. Marulus is standing right by this thing, head-sized replica of the room that has.
She loves saying that.
It says head-sized holes, of which you have seen a head-sized spider.
I wonder if it would be good to spend an iota just to have like a pull rope. It's just like something that latches onto Marlus's belt, and then I can just winch him back. Like if things go south.
That's entirely up to you. Yeah, you can definitely.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna go ahead and we'll say right before he was getting ready to walk in, you're like, hold on, you did it real quick and hooked it to the back.
And that
of his
would
belt.
be 1 iota since it's pretty straightforward. It's literally
a
rope and a winch to pull him back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'd even say it's only 1 iota just to create something that literally has a lever that you yank the lever, like it's suctioned to the wall and it just rips him backwards.
All right, we got the escape plan. Go get him, champ.
All right, so Marulus, what are you gonna do now that you're staring at this thing?
So just being in the room by itself, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. You do hear, kind of behind the walls, you can hear the occasional kind of mechanical clicking, accompanied by a sort of skittering sounds. You also have this strong sense of like a hum coming from the device item thing in front of you.
Good.
So it does give off a little bit of energy to you.
I think what I'm going to try to do here is spend an experience point.
Okay.
And for a player intrusion, as I was looking at nanos, and I can get a convenient glimmer on how things might work or what I should be doing.
Okay.
Perhaps I should touch one of these things or not. So I will spend a moment, and he'll go into a moment of prayer, and nano spirits guide my hand, tell me what I should do next.
All right. So you are definitely that's totally reasonable. I'm gonna say you're gonna get this strong sense, kind of more than like a verbal telling or even like visual. You're just gonna get like this strong sense of you definitely want to take the replica of the room. It is going to definitely tell you though, like you're gonna have this strong sense that it is connected to the room and that it will activate the security measures though. Like you know that it's going to activate whatever security measures are in this room. And you're going to get one more sense, because you did spend the one experience, and it's that those golden strands, you definitely don't want to touch them if you don't have to.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. Very helpful. So I'll turn around and I'll speak to Catch. I'm going to take this replica. When I do so, expect something to react.
Pull the lever.
I'll pull the lever.
Pull the lever,
I'll
Catch.
reach forward and pick up the head-sized replica.
All right. So the first thing you notice is as soon as you touch it, it feels warm to the touch. It has a slight vibration to it, as if there's energy like pulsing through it. You immediately hear like more skittering noises, and two golden spiders are going to appear, one kind of out of a hole on either side of you.
Okay.
Are you yanking that lever?
Yeah.
All right.
Pull the lever. I see two head-sized metal spiders appear right next to him. Nah.
All right.
Nope.
All right. Give me first of all. Give me a DC. Oh, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a DC 6. Speed from Catch.
This is an interaction task, isn't it?
It's not based on yours though. It's not based
Okay.
on. It's on your kind of on your device or whatever.
So I'm
but
making okay. So it's speed of the device.
pretty much speed of the device. But you're
Okay.
basically because you're yanking him back.
So I can't spend speed on. I can't spend effort on it. And it's not I don't have any assets for this.
Not really. The assets are already kind of included because it was going to be a 7, but because it's your device.
Oh, great. Okay. Nope. Cannot roll.
It's okay. It's not. It's just how bad do you fail is what I wanted to see.
Yep.
Not a, because I didn't expect you to get
Success was not enough.
Yeah.
Not it was very
Not
hard.
terrible. You're close.
You're close. You got 14.
Look. I built this thing in like 30 seconds from scrap parts I found.
Pretty
okay?
much. So give me a. We're gonna say it's a DC. Not a DC 4. Sorry, a D4 plus. I'll just do +1. And I'll get that from Catch, please. 1d4 plus 1.
Okay.
Okay. So you are Marulus. You've got this thing hooked to the back of your belt. It's secure enough that it's gonna pull you back. You basically grab the head-sized replica, These two spiders come skittering out, and then you feel yourself being violently yanked backwards with no control over the direction other than it's a straight line between the door and where you are. And you're going to go backwards, and you're going to hit 2 of the cables as you're yanked violently backwards. So that is going to be 8 points of damage as you cut through these wires that are definitely, you don't want to be touching them.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So it doesn't actually say what pool it has to come from, but I'll say because each one does 4 points of damage, you can select to split it 4 and 4 between 2 different pools if you wanted to.
Okay. Let's go. So it was 8. I have 1 armor, so that's gonna be
It doesn't.
7.
It negates armor. It's
it does.
It's just 4 straight points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Let me do
mildly regret my decisions.
We'll do 4 in mind, then we'll do 4 from speed.
Okay. All right. You are now standing at the door. The 2 of you. Well, you are currently attached to the wall by this device.
Yep.
And these 2 spiders are going to come skittering towards you guys.
Oh, lovely.
So can Marlos, like, is there a door we can close? There is not.
There's not a door.
Time to book it.
Okay. You guys are going to book it?
I guess, do we get the impression that they're faster than us? I mean, we see them coming towards us.
They're coming towards you pretty quickly. I'd say not quite as fast as you were yanked backwards, but pretty darn close to that speed. So they'll be able to catch up to you if you stall more than a couple of seconds.
Can I get like an instant wall going with my iotum?
I'm gonna say no because iotum's not that big. It's like little scrap pieces, so they would be easily be able to crawl right over it. Spiders.
Maybe something that can stun them just briefly, just buy us a little bit of time. Little firecracker, EMP grenade or something.
Sure. We'll say you can do that, and I'll buy you a little bit of time to at least pull back to the previous room.
Literally just want to try and get to the door that Marlis has had wonderful luck on opening them. If you could just open that door, take our Oral with you.
Yeah.
Take Oral with you.
Yep. Okay. So Oral's still a little out of it, but he'll be able to get up and follow you. You don't have to actually do anything to keep him with you for the moment. You are carrying this head-sized replica as you truck it down the hall. Go ahead and spend your 1 iotum and your 1 intellect point. Yep. And I'll say you're able to create some sort of distraction that like stuns them for just long enough for you guys to pull down to this door. I'm going to say you're only going to have maybe 2 minutes at most before they're going to be back on your tail, though.
I mean, that's both of my actions, so like...
Yeah. Yeah, you're basically spent until you guys can go through the door.
Yeah.
As we're kind of heading down this hallway, and I'm holding this replica, do I have a free hand to shoot an onslaught in that direction?
Sure. Yeah, because the onslaught's just like a thing. You can just, like... I mean, it's head size, so you can tuck it under your arm, right?
Okay.
Oral holds the
you could hand it to Oral, who's...
While you pull out the notebook and you start flipping through.
These things are coming after us, man. It's like, let's see if we can slow down a little bit.
Okay, so it's to shoot an onslaught at it. It would be... It's a difficulty 3, but since they're technically at the moment stunned, you have 1 asset.
Okay.
So
here we go.
Success. All
there
right.
we go.
Just let me know if it's Spider A or Spider B that you're shooting.
Spider A.
All right, Spider A. So you do onslaught and let's see, 4 points,
4 points of damage.
Are you doing the 4 points of damage or the 2 points of mental?
I'm gonna do 4.
Okay.
I assume they don't have much of a brain to affect.
All right, so this one is going to take some damage. You see it like dent up a little bit, like one of their like sides or whatever. they're stunned, so it doesn't seem to react immediately to what you've done. And then you guys are basically booking it. I'm assuming you're coming south, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
And then you're going to try to open that door.
And then
I'm going to give it a try.
Yep.
Yep. You can definitely try. All right, so go ahead and give me. It's your intellect. It's normally it's the using Numenera for you. It would be the difficulty 3.
Okay. Here we go.
And the notebook is an asset.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, I was saying he's
just barely
basically got it. I mean, we can always do the math. You got it. So
yes.
I need 1d6 plus 1.
Okay. 2.
All right, so door goes up. 2-hour timer starts on the door.
These timers get real low.
Let me just make my notes. And 2 hours on. Okay. So you guys, as the door slides up and you start stepping through, you could turn around and see behind you those spiders are just rounding that corner.
Okay.
Following after you.
Should we try to close the door?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a panel on this side. Is there a closed door button? Is there a...
There's a big timer. No other buttons on the screen until you start messing with it. Then they show up.
Let's mess with it and see if we can close it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Are you... What kind of messing with it are you doing? Are you just like randomly smashing buttons? Are you going to like reverse the code you put in?
That'd be my first instinct, is to try to put.
Yeah, I want to give him one chance to like kind of fiddle around with the buttons, and then if that fails, I'm gonna pop open this thing and just hotwire it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Marillus, let's do your fiddles first. We're gonna say because you haven't closed and or locked a door. It's going to be a difficulty 5.
Okay.
Because you haven't actually done this, so you don't know proof of concept.
Yeah, exactly. We're just guessing, right? Makes sense.
Hardcore guessing.
Yeah. Let's spend a level of effort. Okay. And here we go.
All right. So, you go, and the timer it takes off like 5 minutes. Is all it does.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay. Pull out my tools, pop open this thing, and see if maybe I can salvage this and just hack it.
Hack it? Okay. Difficulty, I'm going to say yours is going to be a difficulty 4, because he's already kind of messed with it a little bit. The timer's coming down.
Okay.
You guys have seen the doors several times, so it is getting a little bit easier to interact with them overall.
Okay. I'm going to expend effort on this one.
Okay.
It is... What is this, an intellect or a speed?
This is going to be an intellect.
Okay. And then I don't have any assets for this, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So you whip out some little tools. You pop open the panel, hotwire it, and the timer goes... It just goes like... It was at 2 hours, and then it drops down to like... It cuts off like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it goes brrr, and like speeds down to 0, and the door shuts. It doesn't look like it's locked, like because there's a red timer that popped up, but it does look like it's shut. And
let's hope the spiders can't operate the doors.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope. The spiders were coming up to the door. So
okay.
What are you guys doing now?
Look around.
What's in this room?
So this room... Let me get my mouse. Oh my gosh, sorry, my mouse got caught on the edge of my mouse pad. It was like not moving.
Yep.
Reveal. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to turn over. So you guys are now in this room. There is... Around you, it is a normal room, like you've been in. There is the door to the southeast. Sorry, trying to get my directions done. As you guys finish hacking and stuff, you can now take a breath, and you see the hall to the west. You're going to see a girl just walking slowly kind of down the hall. That's not the one I want. Oh my goodness.
Towards us or away from us?
What is it?
Towards us or away from us?
Away from you. So she's heading kind of in this direction.
Okay.
She's going to get to about here, and she's going to disappear. And then about 3-4 seconds later, she appears at the start of this hallway again. It gets a little further. This time she's walking a little faster, and you see she has a shield-shaped item tucked under her right arm.
Okay.
And then she's going to disappear.
Interesting.
About 10 seconds later, she appears again. Walks about halfway down that hallway, no shield this time, and then disappears.
So it's almost like we're seeing some kind of time loop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do GM Intrusion. You guys can't say no. You guys are both going to get 2 points of experience, though.
Ooh, okay.
Okay?
I'll
because
take
you
that.
can't say no. And it's going to happen to both of you.
Okay.
So basically, you guys are watching her. She's going to appear a 4th time, facing you. She's going to step forward, reach out her hand to Oral, and they're both going to disappear.
Oh, there we go.
Your thumb dust is now on you. Catch the 2 packets that you had harvested.
Okay.
Is now in your bag. The staff is nowhere to be seen. And the replica is laying on the ground where he was standing.
Oh no.
So it was a replica, but we lost the staff somehow.
Okay. We're not going down that hallway.
Yeah, that seems like a bad way to go. I agree.
I'm very curious. Let's try this other door first.
I will say you do get a strong sense of energy coming from down that, like almost like you can almost hear the energy humming from down that hallway.
Are the spirits gambling on the side of self-preservation today, Marlis, or are we gonna? Okay,
No.
all right.
Yeah, I think you are correct. I think that would be a bad direction to go in, but if we need be, we will. But for now, let's try another direction.
Right now, the options are giant head-sized spiders and unknowable time loop hallway.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go for the locked door. Let's go for option number 3.
Locked door. Let's try that one. All right, so you're able. I'm gonna say by this point you've gotten your codes down. You don't even have to roll anymore. You're to the point where you're like, okay, I've done this several times. I know the codes. I just need a D6 plus 1 for how long it stays open.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to be 5 hours starts on the timer as this one opens up.
And an hour has not... How much time do we know has passed since we left party room number 1?
Let me pull up my notes. Please hold. Party room number 1.
Because it's been walking, the whole spiderweb fiasco.
You would say it's maybe been between a half hour and an hour.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to judge the time because there's no, like, indication of it. And things are definitely, like, sometimes you feel like it's, time's super, super crawling by, and sometimes you feel like maybe you just jumped forward an hour.
Oh, boy. All right.
But, it's really hard to tell. All right, so just making some notes.
What is up with time loop, girl?
Dude, I don't know, man.
I will say neither of you recognize her either. Like, she's not anybody you notice. You can't tell much about her. She's she has that very holographic or hologram
appearance.
kind of, like, appearance. How it's like You can tell she's definitely not really there, but also, what the heck?
Real enough to take Oro with her, so...
The same thing, yeah. She did real enough to affect him. So.
Yep. So, door opens. Ahead of you, there is another room you can sort of see down into.
So there's nothing of note in the room that we were, just this hallway with the time loop.
Just the hallway. If you guys spend more than I'll say if you spend more than 5 minutes, something might happen.
Nah, I want to get away from the time loop hallway as quickly as possible.
It's like, and keypad out, let's go.
I'm curious. I want a backup plan first, though.
All right. Yeah. So you guys are you heading down the other hall, I'm assuming then?
Yeah.
The next room ahead of you is very much like the very first room you guys came in. As far as like the lightness, it's light enough you can see, but it has gone back down to that slightly dimmer kind of atmospheric light. Much like you entered the room, much like the initial room you entered, the walls are the same glassy bubble appearance, but have changed to a dark mottled green, and occasionally a dark shadow swims by.
There we go.
So that's what you're seeing as you go in there. Otherwise, there's nothing of note. We're gonna say Ketch and Marulus. So Ketch, you're gonna see, like, as you're walking in, you're gonna kind of see the shadows, and then maybe turn around to like say something to Marulus, and he's gonna like be maybe like a foot or two behind you, and then it's like you blink, and he's like 5 feet away, coming towards you again, like that like loop.
And it says that he takes a wound, so can I just like look at him and say, "You have red on you"?
Yeah, all of a sudden, you're basically going to just have a mysterious like gash across your arm, and you just have all of a sudden taken 4 points of damage, and I will let you take it from whichever pool you want.
Okay, cool.
Because you have no idea where this came from. What the heck just happened? Just all of a sudden, ow! What
You've
the
got
heck?
red on you.
Yeah.
And then it just loops.
Yeah.
I just like reach down and like, blood coming out of my nose, and my mouth's like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. So, that's where you're at now.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Okay.
I guess, could we try examining these shadows we're seeing in the wall? Can we make any kind of pattern or make any sense out of them?
I mean, if you watch them, it's very much like when you're going through, I don't know if you guys have been to like an aquarium that has like the tunnels where there's just like shapes, sometimes if the fish is close, you can see the shape of the fish. Sometimes if they're far away, you just see sort of like this like hazy shadow. It's very similar to that, where sometimes whatever this is close enough that you make out a sort of fish-like shape.
Yeah.
Most of the time, though, it's just kind of a dark shadow that just passes over.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah. Perhaps this room is giving us visions into another place, another time, another world in some way.
Yeah. Like, it's the same sort of walls as the previous areas, so, like, maybe these things have been behind the walls the whole time. As long as they stay on that side of the wall, I think we'll be good.
I think you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
There is a hallway over here, though.
There is a hallway. Yeah.
Yeah.
BB. Yeah.
As long as they stay on that side of the wall, I think we'll be fine. There is this hallway, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another hallway. Okay. You guys gonna take a gander down that hallway?
Let's take a gander. I'm looking for a quiet room. Marulus could use a nap.
A little nappy poo.
Yeah. How does rest work in this game?
So kind of like D&D, you have like your short rest and your long rest sort of idea, except in this case you take your rests in order. So you take the first one is your action, the next one is I believe a 10-minute, and then it's a 1 hour, and then a 10 hour.
Okay.
So if you guys wanted to rest, the 10 hours, like a full 10-hour rest and replenish everything, you basically get all those rests at once.
Oh.
However, if Marulus is like, I need to rest for an hour, he can roll his 3 recovery dice. But if you're like, I don't need that much, I'm only going to take like a 1 action rest, you don't have to roll the same number of dice, and you'll still be at that limit.
So do I only have, because it says recovery 2, 1d6 plus. So do I only have 2 recovery die?
No. That's what you get per recovery.
Yeah, 1d6 plus 2 points. Recovery roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you get the +1 recovery because of the Industrious. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Marulus definitely could use 10 minutes, but I don't want to spend them in this room.
Okay. I think you want to go back to the girl, right?
Well, we can keep on going. We'll find a nice coffee room or something.
Maybe it's a coffee bar in here.
Yeah, definitely the coffee bar. It's right around the corner. Right around the corner. Okay, so you guys are going to head down the next hallway.
Somebody's serving snacks or something. I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Popcorn or peanuts, guys? What do you want?
What is this?
So, all right.
What is this?
Let me pull up my description. All right. So as you head kind of down to this room, the floor and northwest wall are broken open, revealing a gap that disappears into darkness. The gap is at least 30 feet, and if you look over the edge, you'll see a constant, slow trickle of sand and gravel off of the edge that drifts slowly down toward the gap in the wall. Every few seconds, where the sand disappears into darkness, you see the tiny crackles of light. It's specifically a purple, like a purple electricity, sort of like a zzz. The narrowest part of the gap, so the southeast kind of end of it, is about 10 feet across. And if you'll both give me an intellect difficulty 4. Actually, difficulty 3.
Okay. Here we go.
Difficulty 3?
Mm-hmm. All right. So at least one of you sees it. Weird. So you guys are looking over.
Catch is looking behind him. He's like, where the heck is that girl? I'm keeping an eye over her.
There is like some big shadowy eel thing on the other side of the wall. I'm just kind of like,
there's a girl, there's an eel.
Either shadowy eelfish or girl disappearing people into time.
Head-sized spiders no longer the biggest concern on my mind.
So I've put a little green X on the map. Marulus, as you guys are kind of leaning over, looking down, it does look to go pretty far down this gap. You're guessing the bottom of it is at least 100 feet down.
Interesting.
However, about 10 feet down, stuck in sort of this little kind of gap edge in the wall, there is a blue crystalline shield wedged.
Interesting.
So, because you got a 19, I'm going to give you the bonus tickle in your brain that your notebook said had a very similar symbol of a shield / symbol of a staff drawn.
Okay.
Another key.
I think Melissa will take a moment and take 2 recovery rolls.
Okay, so you're going to take just the couple minutes.
Take 10 minutes. We'll see how I'm doing after that.
Okay. And when you do a recovery roll, you can split the points. So you have a total of 8 points to put back into however you need. It's not like you have to put 3 and then you have to put 5.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll do the 1 action.
Okay.
And then can I decide afterwards if I want to do the 10 minutes as well, or?
Sure. Because right now Marulus is taking 10 minutes. So you're able to take at least 10 minutes as well if you'd like. So you get 5 total points.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with just that.
All right.
They'll bring my intellect back up to where it's supposed to be, and then my speed is just 1 point below. So
after the 10 minutes, I think Marulus will go over and examine the shield crystal things and see what he can make of it.
Okay. Well, it's about 10 feet down.
Oh, okay.
So unless you're gonna start climbing down, or you guys figure out some way to get it. Yeah.
I could probably cobble something together if you want.
You could.
Have at it, Catch. Cobble something together. Let's get this thing.
All right.
Mark off.
Notebook mentions it. It's going to come in handy.
Mark off a point of intellect and one of my items, and effectively just make like a fishing rod with a little claw at the end of it, and just like. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to
play the claw game for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Literally, you're over my shoulder pointing it out because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Marlies is going a little to the left. No, your other left. No, your other left.
and it's literally just a matter of time until we get this thing.
Pretty much. Pretty much. You guys are able to grab it and pull it up. Once you get it, it's a shield. It has the same sort of energy that the staff had.
And it looks similar to the thing that Time Loop Girl was carrying too, right?
It does. It does, in fact.
Had a sneaking suspicion.
It actually looks almost identical, in fact. Except this one's here and real.
So, Marlis, does the notebook say how many keys there are?
That's a good question. Let's take a moment and look.
All right. So, since it already had been pointed out to you, you're able to flip back through the book. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. There is the page that Oral had pointed out that said something about the keys that he remembered. And it does have a series of notes. It doesn't specifically say how many, but it does say insects ? A drawing of the staff / a drawing of the shield.
Okay.
And then it has Thom Dust written. So you're not sure if you need all 3 of them, or 1 of the 3, or 2 of the 3, but you can guess that some combination.
We've got all of the keys right now, so...
All of them.
Did the staff go missing, though?
The staff did, but you have the shield now.
Wait, I thought we had... Okay, so the staff is just gone now.
The staff is gone.
The staff's gone, yeah. So we have 2 of the 3 that we know. And that's what we need all 3 of them. We don't know. The staff is missing.
So, looking over the map... Is the map, like,
There's
knowledge?
No map.
Can I... Okay. So
there's no map. There's a... Okay, I don't want to say there's no map, but the maps you have, there's like a room drawn, and it looks like it's the entrance, right? Where you guys came
in. Trying to extrapolate that going over this chasm might loop us back to the entry room is meta knowledge. I do not know this.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the map you can tell is it does not match up to where you've been or how, like, the paths you've taken.
Yeah, okay. So...
It's a completely different
10-foot jump at the smallest margins we could potentially jump it.
Chasm.
Yeah, I kind of think that the only way forward, like the only way back is forward. I kind of want to go back to the Roomba room and see if the Roomba room. What's left of the Roomba, rather. Like if the staff appeared back in that room. I guess we could just like jump across.
Okay. You will know that it is doable, but that is a 10-foot jump at the.
I'm not going to be jumping. I'm going to build a tool that will allow for me to jump.
That allow you to cross. Okay. I will say if you do that, it's supposed to be a difficulty 6, but you can get you can get an asset by running, like getting a running start. Okay, so that would be a difficulty 5. Like I said, it's not impossible. So
I have an inability to run.
Yes, you have an inability to run and jump. So with that, we're gonna give you. You are able to do it though with the difficulty 6 plus 1 asset.
Okay, so difficulty 6 plus 1 asset, and if I spend an item,
you can get the additional.
I get an additional asset. Okay. So that is a point of intellect, 1 item. What are the responsive synths for? Because
I think it's if you're building more stuff. Like if you're
Okay.
building something that's a little bit more.
Like alive, independent, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
in theory, I could have said you used a piece of responsive synth to make a button on the thing that yanked him backwards. You know, something like that. But
Okay, cool.
we just went straight
All right.
mechanical.
Yeah. So I will roll then.
All right.
Difficulty 6, you said.
Difficulty 6, and you have 2 assets.
All right.
Speed.
I will also burn effort on this.
He's like, I don't want to fall in this hole.
Well,
Would you like to spend an experience and re-roll?
yes, please. I'm gonna need to take a nap after this. Trying to jump over basic present. Come on!
Make sure you did it right. Inability. Oh, because it's using your inability. Yeah, so it's adding 1 already. So you're actually negating the one that you're not supposed to be negating.
He still only rolled a 10 too, which is
Yeah,
not quite
so
enough. Right?
Yeah, which wouldn't do
I
it.
still didn't make it. Yeah.
So
All right. Smite me, oh mighty smiter.
Okay,
Let me fall into the hands of time. Let's go.
All right, so Marulus, real quick, before we play out what happens to Ketch. Marulus, are you watching him jump and then going to jump, or are you kind of just right behind him on his heels?
I was watching. See, I kind of have a way across. I can get across, with one of my ciphers.
A wizard.
I was
Which
trying.
cipher?
I was thinking about using on him, but I was just watching because I kind of have a way across.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna watch him, and he's like getting hamped up, and he's just gonna hit like just below the edge, almost face planting into the wall across.
I George of the Jungle into a cliff face.
If
Great.
you give me a might check, difficulty 5, to see if you can just grab on before you fall straight down, or we're gonna see how far you fall.
Yeah, difficulty 5.
Mm-hmm.
I
will expend effort.
Because you were hoping to grab on. It's not smooth cliff face, but
I
it's
have
not
no
super-
assets.
Nope.
Can I use a player intrusion to act before he falls or trips or something?
Ooh. Well, he already rolled, and he got a 19.
Okay.
So he rolled really well. So he's braced for it, and he leapt across, and he's like, oh no, not gonna make it. He sees like midair, and he like readies. So you're only actually gonna drop down a couple feet from the top. So you're just down. You're not quite to where the sand was disappearing, and maybe you're not being like electrified of sorts. You are gonna take, I'm gonna say 2 points of might damage as you like slam into that wall and scrabble to like grab on, like it strains your arms and stuff.
Definitely gonna have to take that nap after this. All right.
But you're currently clutching to the side of the wall. Marulus, did you want to try to do something to assist?
Interesting. Help. So how far away from me is he?
So he's approximately 10 feet. If you stand at the edge of the thing, because he's just basically on that far side of the. I might have a tiny human intrusion. Hold on. I hear them coming up the stairs.
They approach.
Okay, I don't think he paid his 1 experience, so we're good.
Oh, let's see what the heck
right.
can I do here. That's how much I can do.
No worries, Ketch is just hanging.
I got it. You're good, buddy.
I do have rope, so I can tie a rope to myself and throw it to him.
You could.
So in case he wants to climb back up this way.
Yep, I would say that would put you on the opposite side, though. So he would have to swing across and then climb up.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to scramble up onto this side of the giant chasm.
Okay.
All right. It is going to be difficult, though, because you do have an inability with your climbing, and you also cannot create anything.
It's speed might still?
It is. Yeah, now it's going to be back to speed. I believe speed is climbing. I will double check.
No. Incorrect. No. I would like to use a cipher, please.
All right, what you using?
I'm using my device. It encapsulates any creature in an area in an immediate distance across into a transport bubble, which flies a short distance each round for up to 10 hours.
You have the Pokeball. Yep. It's like boop.
Well, it's more like the bubble from the Wizard of Oz that the Good Witch floats down in. So just like this acrobatic stuff is nonsense. I turn on the levitation bubble and I just float up.
Yep.
It lasts 10 hours, I guess. So
yep. So I've ruled in the past that basically, as long as you remain conscious, you can control going in and out of it, as well as other creatures that go in and out of it. So,
okay.
That's how I've ruled it in the past, because otherwise, like, why would you make a bubble for 10 hours?
Because I put it on autopilot and I just take a nap as I'm going somewhere else, I guess.
That's true,
I don't know.
but you can't go unconscious, because then you can't control who's in it or out of it or where it's going.
That is true. Okay. So, I'm good with that, but I am going to use that, and I'm going to just let go of the wall and float over.
Which side are you floating to? The side you were on or the side you were going to?
The side I was going to, and then I could just send the bubble over to pick up Marlis and bring him over.
Yes, you can.
Cool. I like that.
So
Perfect.
I
don't know why I didn't do that to start.
You know, I try to encourage the use of ciphers by giving you guys some.
I have not gotten ciphers.
Well, you guys found the couple. You haven't really.
Wait, we did?
The two that Oral had?
The one that
the
Oral
fake
has?
The
ones that Oral has now?
Yep.
Yeah,
Lost
the
in
finger and the sleeping potion. Yeah,
Lost in time and space, yes.
Yeah, lost in time
Those
and
ciphers.
Those ciphers. Okay, so you send your bubble across. The bubble picks up Marulus, brings him back across. Yep.
Got it. Good work.
I would like to take 10 minutes and recover my pride.
Yep. You're allowed to do that. Go ahead and roll. All right,
Okay.
so you get 6 additional points back.
Yeah.
All right, what am I going to do with this?
And you can't exceed your max, so.
Yeah, no, I need to bring my might back up.
Rules could use an hour if you want to take another rest.
Nah. I'm good with this for now.
Okay.
All right, let's get the next room. All right. So
we're standing next to this chasm and we're looking down in it. Can we see anything else going on? Can we see like there's something below there? Maybe we could climb down to if we really wanted to or something?
No, you just see, it looks like a time loop where the gravel is just constantly trickling down off the edge and then disappearing. But there's not like it starts and then stops. It's just a constant flow of gravel and sand.
Okay.
All right. You guys are going to continue on?
Yep.
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 Does Catch still need healing?
Nope. Spent the 10 minutes, recovered my breath. We are good to go.
Good to go. All right. So as you enter, yep. You guys are heading into the next room.
Is the hallway transparent as the party room, or is it similar Carnival glasses to the entryways?
They've all had that similar Carnival glass. The only difference between this one is this one does do the whoop, 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 like when you walk in, bubbly, flexy business. You hear some of those echoing wisps of voices and such again.
It's background noise at this point. Every hallway has done the ripply, creepy voice thing.
All right, so Ketch, Marulus. All right, so Ketch, and you both, as you walk into this room, you feel somebody is watching you.
Would not surprise me.
You also, the door to the north is just similar to all the other doors you've seen. However, there is almost an almost overwhelming sense of like power and energy coming from there, but it doesn't feel right.
Hmm.
Behind the locked door?
Yes, like it's seeping through.
Interesting.
Maybe we go down the open hallway first.
Okay.
I don't know. Marlis, what do you think? I'm curious about what's behind the door.
I am as well. Let's head north. I have a feeling this is the right way to go.
Okay.
Okay. So you're 1d6 plus 1, please, sir.
Here we go.
All right.
4.
So you get 4 hours on that door. Let me go ahead and make a couple little notes real quick. That was there. Whoa, that went too far down. Nope. That also went too far down.
Time has been wibbly wobbly, so I'm gonna just adjust this.
Yep.
And adjust this.
Just don't mind me. Just making these
I've been
notes.
I've been taking some power naps, slamming into walls.
See. Oh, somebody's dog. I hear dog.
That's my dog.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm like, that does sound like dog or small person.
Yep, my dog's here and she wants attention and she's not getting it, so she's she's not happy.
Love that dog.
Her name is Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Aww.
Alright. 5, and then... Yeah, that'll work. 4 hours. Okay, so the door slides up. 4-hour timer starts, just as you guys have seen. Ahead of you... Where did my notes go?
We haven't immediately cooked ourselves alive with time energy, so already
Not
looking
yet.
up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Already
Not
looking up.
Yet.
That's right. We're working on it.
You're
We're
working.
trying.
You're getting
No,
real close.
No. I have too many iotums. Think about the things we could make.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as you guys are walking in, real quick, you have 2 units of Thom Dust on you, Ketch, correct?
Yes.
Marulus, you're still carrying the replica?
Yes. Yep.
You picked it back up? And then, who has the shield? Because I know Ketch was fishing for it, but I didn't know if one of you picked it up.
I did put it in my inventory, so it's in my equipment.
So you're carrying the
blue crystal shield.
You're carrying the replica and the blue crystal shield.
Yeah. Okay. Just so I know
we've been handling most of that stuff to Marulus. I put the replica in my equipment and I put the shield in my equipment.
So you have the notebook, the replica, and the shield.
So
if
when
you
he
go missing,
if you
go missing, I got nothing but Thom Dust and a bag full of iotums, and I'm leaving.
All right. So opening the door to this area reveals a dark hallway with odd intermittent sparks and a sound of twisting metal. Obviously, something is very wrong. The northernmost wall appears to be a dark Numenera interface point. Ketch, you are immediately hit with...
Oh, there we go.
Alright, so several of your recent but very unimportant, quote-unquote unimportant recent memories are altered. Maybe one is that Marulus has been wearing a light-colored, like tan-colored shirt this whole time. All of a sudden, you're like, why is his shirt blue? When did he change clothes? What the heck? You know, like, just things like that are suddenly just, they're not right. You also feel disoriented, intoxicated, and strange sensations.
Feeling good. All right.
Party.
One of them good
party.
Marulus, none of this happens to you.
Hey,
Hey.
do you mind? Is it possible to clear up some of this dark area so I can label this as party room number 4?
As you are kind of in this room for a few moments, you will see kind of close to the wall, down on the ground, there is maybe about 8 inches or so long, a centipede. Almost looks like it's made of light.
There. Hey there, little buddy. How's it going, bro?
Sup?
Sup?
So it
Do we-
appears and then it disappears.
Wow.
And
Oh.
it reappears 2 or 3 inches away from where it was.
Okay.
Crawls around a little bit, disappears again.
All right. Rave Worm knows where it's at, man. All right.
I think Ketch is just taking it all in stride at this point. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
so done with this place.
Nah, man, this place is awesome. Yeah.
It's done with you.
Wonder if it's like a little buddy of the big guy that we saw on the other side of the wall.
Does this centipede and look like Time Loop Girl? Is kind of like a hologram or something, or does it appear more physical?
It looks
than
very
you
physical. It is actually looks like it's made of light. I guess the best description I have is almost like a lightsaber, how they're just like made of light. It's that, but it's yellowy gold, similar to what the spider strands were.
Only this thing's not trying to kill us.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's just kind of crawling around.
All right. Causing trouble.
So I imagine eventually I stop feeling intoxicated.
Yep. After a couple minutes, it goes away. And you're like, whew, all right.
There is the access panel, though. Sounds like a job for the spirits.
Let's do it.
All right, spirit panel man. You're going to walk up. It doesn't activate when you get close this time.
Okay.
It's very much... it doesn't look busted. It's just dark. And there is... have you ever seen, like, when you turn off the TV and there's that one, like, thin band of light that stays for just a split second more?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that effect is what you're seeing.
Is
like
it not getting enough juice? Like...
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, like, is there so like you said it's an access panel. Like, is it flush with the wall?
Yeah.
Or is this like a standalone?
No, it's
like...
flush with it's basically like the whole wall looks like it's a giant, almost like panel.
What? Okay, there has to be some sort of like maintenance hatch or something that I could start poking into this thing.
It's like, all right.
Hold on. Wait, what am I talking about? Can I build like a small like handheld interface that I can like connect with this bigger panel?
Sure. Give me 1 second. You can try, yes.
Like, if the display is busted, then I'll just use an IOTA and maybe some responsive synth to just kind of build an
kind of
interface.
override it.
Well, not necessarily overwrite it. It's like in those hacker movies where they like plug a small computer into like the key code thing, and then it like gives them a secondary display.
So you're like VPN, like getting into it.
Just like a secondary interface, so I could just hand it to Marlis. Okay, this is the best I've got, dude. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Okay. I'll say you can go ahead and do your tech. You're gonna get. You don't even have to hand it to Marulis to see. It's broken. It's been shut down. You get the idea that you can salvage it. It's gonna take a little while, but you could salvage it.
Okay,
but
that
it's not gonna help you with anything. It looks like it's just like a dead interface panel.
Well, if I salvage it, then maybe I can cobble something together. Like, because anything I build is gonna last just like a minute. Like, as soon as I use it, it breaks again.
Pretty much.
But like, if I salvage this access panel, maybe while doing that, I can find the thing it's supposed to connect to and build an interface for Marlis to like work on for a minute.
Sure. It's gonna be kind of difficult. We'll say it would be
For the salvage?
Yeah, for the salvage and everything.
Okay.
The salvage is only going to be a difficulty 5, but the building of something, since you don't know what it's supposed to connect to, would be a 6.
Okay. All right. So I will salvage 5. Will I have any assets from Marlis assisting me, since Marlis has an understanding of Numenera?
Sure. I'll say if Marulus would like to assist.
Absolutely.
right.
I will not expend effort on this. I want to save the effort for when we're trying to build something together. Yes.
All right.
Nice
So
roll.
you are able to get roll 2d6 for me, please.
Of course.
All right. So you're gonna get 8 units of responsive synth
Oh, yeah.
and 1 unit of thom dust.
Ooh. All right. And then let me open up what thom dust is. Every 2 units of thom dust reduces the time to craft by half. In addition, each unit of thom dust can be used to gain 1 action. However, this burst inflicts 3 points of speed damage.
Yep. That's if you snort it.
Okay, yeah. I'm not going to be snorting like raw silicone.
Come
in the
on.
midst of like.
Come
no,
on.
That's Oral's thing anyway.
Yep.
No, yeah, no.
What he's
Or
gonna do.
Oral can throw down. I'm not
That's
gonna
right.
lie. Like the dude is fast enough that half the time he's not actually there. But like,
real quick, I'm gonna need a level 6 might defense from both of you.
oh,
Ooh, there we go.
okay.
This doesn't say how much, but we'll see.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
Yep,
well, so...
I'm definitely gonna find out.
All right, Marulus. All right, so
Let's go.
like it.
we'll go with the first what happens, which is as you guys are working, because Marulus is carrying the I believe it's the shield.
Yeah.
Specifically, the electricity, the weird sensation that you're getting in this room, there are going to be a couple sparks that shoot out, and you manage to avoid getting hit by them, Marulus. However, it reflects off and is going to hit Ketch for 2 points of might damage. But with his natural 20, he's going to realize immediately that it's something to do with the 2 keys, and you're going to be able to set them just outside the door so that it no longer has that continuing effect.
Okay, interesting.
That's something with those keys was like drawing the energy, like maybe kind of sort of like a lightning rod.
Okay.
But because he
So,
nat
like, if he
20'd.
sets them- So, like, if he sets them outside the door, the lightning is just striking the artifacts?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. So now, it's time to cobble together an interface for Marlis to... I'm imagining that there is a door here, because there's just the access panel. I don't see, like, a door...
But it's not like the access panel you guys have been wearing. This is a full-sized, like, the wall is an access panel.
So it's possible that the wall lifts up and there's something on the other side of this wall, or...
It's possible. It's not improbable.
Well, we're gonna find out. I would like to cobble together an interface
Right.
with right tool for the job.
Gotcha. All right.
Great
so
idea.
normally difficulty 6, but that would give you an asset.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Yep. So I will spend an iotum and an intellect.
Okay.
And then are you going to have me use any of the responsive synth that I got?
Yeah, we'll say you're going to use 2 pieces of responsive synth to kind of cobble this together.
Okay.
Just to make sure it has enough area that you guys can...
How long is it going to take for me to cobble something like this? Because right tool for the job says it's an action to do it.
Yeah, it's an action. I'm going to say it's going to take you... It's going to take about, like, 15 minutes total. But once you create this tool, it's going to last the whole time while you're doing it. You're not going to have to keep doing it. It doesn't, disappear or dissolve or something.
So is this a salvage Numenera? Do I just do it?
I would say, yeah, you can use salvage Numenera.
Okay, so salvage Numenera, difficulty 6.
And you have 1 asset.
I will expend an effort.
Okay.
And then I think I'm going to use imaginative solution on this because this seems very important.
Okay. This is the one where you get the extra stuff or something?
Extra level of effort.
Okay. Yep. So that's going to cost an additional 2 points from your pool.
I get to add it for free.
Oh, right.
Imaginative. This is my
the one time you get to do it. Once
the
per
one
day,
time
right.
I get to do it.
Right.
I really hope I don't regret this. Okay.
If you nat 20, the points get refunded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I mean, the ability doesn't. So.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go.
Hey, success.
Success.
All right.
So it wasn't wasted. Woo-hoo. All right. So you're able to put together this kind of Numenera piece that mock interface what the interface you just basically salvaged from on a much smaller scale. And then I guess you're going to hand it over to Marulus to
Yep.
what he does. I'm going to say, Marulus, you're able to actually, it actually isn't for a door panel. It's actually just schematics and such of the whole place.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So you're going to get,
There we go.
basically you're going to get a map that's going to tell you the whole map of the place. You're also going to be able to get a few additional notes about the vault that is up past the time loop lady. Up past that room where the time loop was, is you now can see that that's the opening to the vault. So basically, you guys are on the back side of the vault right now.
Okay.
And you're gonna get. I'm gonna say because it has a lot of the information that you needed. You are actually gonna be able to figure out that you do need all 3 of the keys, which is you either need a centipede or the replica.
Okay.
You need the shield or the staff, and you need 1 unit of thumb dust. So you now have all the parts that you know.
All right.
So we could use the centipede too.
If you wanted to take it, so. What you can also get is that just double check that this is the right wording.
Did you say that someone grabbed the centipede? Is that what you said?
It's still on the ground. You got neither of you have actually. He was looking at it and saying it was a party bug, but neither of you have actually picked it up.
Okay.
Really quick, this is where the centipede. Yep. All right, so you'll know that the centipede is it's something that bends the vault's chronometric bubble around the PCs, bringing you within it, as well as the that replica. So it basically bends the energy around you, so it negates some of the time-related effects.
Oh.
You'll know that the staff / shield is something that will dissipate the chronometric energy bubble in a very small area, much like a lightning rod. It basically is meant to basically channel it and dissipate it.
Okay.
So that's what it kind of gives you, and then that the thumb dust is just like a third thing that you need.
So upon hearing this from Marlis, I will lower my hand to the little rave centipede and kind of like, come on, buddy.
All right, it'll climb up on your hand. You don't even feel it. It's almost as if it's not even there, but you can see it crawling around, occasionally disappearing, reappearing. Same thing.
Yep, I am totally fine with this rave bug crawling around my everything. Yep. Let's go.
Yeah, I want one now.
You have the head-sized replica, buddy.
And the shields.
Yeah. All right, so
is rave bug a cipher?
No, neither of these are just.
I will add to my inventory rave bug.
Rave bug. Pew, pew, pew.
Temporal rave centipede.
There you go. All right, so how are you guys heading back? You still have your bubble that you can hover through because it lasts for 10 hours.
Yeah, I think we just go back the way we came.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so you guys loop back around. When you get, I'm assuming you guys are heading all the way back to this room where you saw girl
that's
first.
where the plan is.
All right, as you get back there, you're gonna see a few seconds after you're in the room, she appears, walks down the hall, much like the first time. The second time, you're actually gonna see Oral from behind walking down the hall with the staff.
Okay.
And then the third time, you're gonna see her appear again without sword, staff, or anything, and she appears walking down the hall.
Interesting.
So the device, the bubble, says encapsulates any creatures in an area in immediate distance into a transport bubble which flies. So what I'm wondering is, is it possible for me to like lose connection and just like lose usage of the device if it gets trapped in this time loop?
Potentially, mostly because it could move you forward in time, which would actually like end the effect.
So it works off of subjective time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go, Marlis?
Let's go.
All right.
So you guys are walking, or are you bubbling down the hallway?
The bubble can only contain one creature. So.
I've ruled that people can kind of pop in and out of it.
Oh,
like
any creatures in an area.
I was gonna say, I think I let people. I say they could hold up to like 5.
Then
That's
Marlis
good.
with your all right. Both of us are in the bubble, and I prep to pull. Darn, I want to call him Arlen. Oral. I prep to let Oral into the bubble.
If he appears.
If he appears.
Okay. You guys are gonna roll down the hall. They actually don't appear for several minutes. Kind of by the time you get to the other end, she appears walking towards you, like because you're at the other end of the hall. Gets about halfway, then disappears again.
That's fine. She is a stranger. I have no idea who she is. Just really concerned for my battle buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Oral? Hopefully
yeah.
Get him out of the loop.
So you guys are rolling into room G.
Yes.
They see me rolling. Yep, you guys cruise on up in there, and it is... the chronometric energy in this room is palpable and strongest on the south side. The south wall is a complicated Numenera interface with 2 small cavities. The middle of the ceiling has a large socket.
Like a shield socket? A staff
like maybe
socket?
a shield or staff side socket.
Oh, man.
Man. So yeah, you guys, there is a larger than the door panel, but not as big as a full-size panel, full wall panel, kind of Numenera panel on the door, as well as the 2 cavities.
Okay, so do you want to plug in the shield and then we can boot up this control panel?
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so you're just plugging in the shield and then getting ready to use the panel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll me a d4, Marulis.
Let's do it.
Okay. Suddenly, both of you roll me just a flat d20, please.
Okay.
All right, Marulis. You plug it in, and there's a whoom, like a audible like thump of sound, and you feel like your next turn, quote unquote, you're gonna be able to take double actions, but you are also hit with 3 points of speed damage as you activated a key without knowing what you're doing.
Whoops.
If you would like, though, you guys can try to make some understanding Numenera rules before you continue plugging in stuff, or just keep plugging in. I'm all for it.
Let's try it.
Let's just plug it in. Let's go.
All right.
I'm gonna make a roll for giggles since I'm here.
Yeah,
okay.
you are the guy that understands this.
Yeah.
All I know is how to take it apart. So
all right.
if you want to think
Yeah.
before I start
It is-
plugging stuff in.
Yeah. It's like, hold on.
Hold up. It's a level 7 understanding
Oh boy,
Numenera.
here we go. There we go.
You got the notebook though.
I
He does.
know, get the moment.
I'll say that gives you 1 asset, and he
now-
is trained in understanding.
And I will use a level effort. Yeah.
You want to spend some experience on that, buddy?
I am going to roll again.
Okay. I was like, they see
There
me
we go.
rolling.
Where am I? Intellect. 7. Alright, effort. And here we go again. Ah, man.
Nope.
Alas.
Alas, it is
That's
difficult.
Slightly better.
Oh, hold on. You didn't do that second time. You used intellect, but it still wouldn't have been enough, so.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you are like, nope, we should just totally keep plugging in the keys.
Yeah, let's keep plugging this in.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Alright.
Exactly.
Go ahead, and each of you, I'm assuming Thom Dust and then Replica, you guys are just going for it. Each of you roll me a d4
Okay, here we
as you
go.
guys are plugging things in.
We'll go for the
willy-nilly.
replica next, I think. Here we go.
Alright, so catch.
A little bit of sprinkle of that thumb dust there. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Alright. It says user's choice, but you don't know what it's actually doing because
I have no idea what I'm doing.
you don't. So go ahead and roll me. Let's see. Roll me a d20. Okay. And then roll me a d6. Okay. And then another d6.
Yeah. 5.
Okay. So,
Plurals.
you sprinkle your thumb dust in and you're like, yeah. How old is your
that was
character?
good.
Catch. How old is your character?
I don't know what the lifespan is for people in Numenera.
I think it's pretty typical human.
And I'm a level 1 character?
And you're a level 1 character.
Yeah, we'll make him like a wee baby of 22.
A wee baby of 22. You're sprinkling this dust, and Barulus notices this more than you do at first. You age
Magic dust.
by about 5 years. So you look like all of a sudden you got like a couple more scars maybe on your face. As you're sprinkling the dust and you kind of finish up, like you feel this like twinge in your like lower back. That you've just aged 5 years. You have memories that you don't know where they came from. Like you remember maybe going to your best friend's wedding. You remember that noble problem you have got sorted out. You have weird memories that you're like, I don't know when or how these happened, but they are suddenly you're just like trip down memory lane.
You know what this means? That means we survived this entire adventure because then there we go. All right, Marlis.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Got a good feeling.
Just give him the thumbs up.
All right.
This
so
is going good. I'm like, this is horrible.
Has aged 5 years. A-okay.
both of you roll me a d20, a flat d20.
Another one? Okay.
Like another one? All right. All right. So, as Marulus is setting down the replica, you are actually going to get 2 additional, your next turn is 2 actions, basically. Catch.
Oh, no.
Nope, that's catch this time.
Oh,
But you're going to take 3 points of speed damage.
Oh boy.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Basically, you're snorting some thom dust without actually doing the thom dust.
Yeah.
I'm one with the speed force. Let's
So,
go. All right.
yeah, so you feel like you can move a little faster, even though your back has that weird twinge, like you slept wrong, you know, things of that nature. It does appear that the Numenera interface has lit up. It does have a green kind of panel, series of buttons on it. It looks like basically the last thing to do is like type in a code, maybe. That maybe Marulus maybe knows. from the doors?
I
Let's
hope.
find out. Should I make
Let's
an understanding
find.
Numenera roll or just
Yep.
punch in the code immediately?
I would say it's going to be a difficulty. We'll say it's a difficulty 4 because you're not sure if it's the exact same code as the doors, and so you're just hoping for the best.
Who would secure their vault with literally the same code as their front door?
Listen, with what
These
it took,
people apparently.
Exactly.
with what it took for you guys to even get here, do they need to secure it? Yep. So you're like, it might be the same. It might be different.
Yeah.
And you go with a slightly different code, but you guess right. And after a few seconds, you hear like mechanical parts moving behind the walls as it starts to like open up. I imagine it very similar to like the Stargate like iris thing that kind of like slides open.
Yeah.
So opens up inside. It's a little dusty and hazy. It hasn't been entered in a very long time. And you will see, what is this? There are some, at immediate glance, you guys can tell there are some very, very powerful artifacts, including a battle suit, which is basically like an all-encompassing armor that also creates like an environment that you can live and breathe in, for a period of time. It can withstand a bunch of damage and stuff. Not quite big like a mecha suit, but it is, full body. Several time dilation nodules that basically screw with time. And another thing that would immediately draw the Delve's attention is a device that contains a complete plan for a vehicle or some kind of installation.
Dibs.
There's also several like weapons. There's miscellaneous like ciphers and nodules that you can attach to weapons and armor and such. But basically, it's like it's a lot of fun goodies.
Marlis, we have hit the mother load. Thank you for inviting me on this job.
And that's where we would wrap up, is where you guys would have to then figure out how to carry and or get everything out, and then try to get out without maybe running into yourselves or something.
Yeah. Oh, the spiders that are still out there.
Or the spiders are still tick, 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 waiting at the door.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it, guys.
That was fun.
So thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the chat real quick, and then if you want to hang tight for just a minute.
Sure.
So all you guys in chat, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the stream. I hope you had fun, and we will catch you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
We saw it with our own eyes. On January 6th, thousands of American citizens stormed the Capitol building in an effort to stop the certification of Joe Biden's presidential victory. The mob had just attended a rally headlined by Donald Trump.
We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
They wore Trump-branded clothing and waved Trump flags. Over 150 of the rioters have already pled guilty, all supporters of the former president and members of right-wing organizations like the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. And yet, within 24 hours of the incident, many were already trying to put the blame elsewhere.
We also knew that there's always bad actors that will infiltrate large crowds.
Now, there were likely not all Trump supporters, and there are some reports that Antifa sympathizers may have been sprinkled throughout the crowd.
Over the last year, conspiracy theories have circulated claiming that the riot was a false flag, a staged event enacted by performers known as crisis actors, and that the real perpetrators were not Trump supporters at all, but leftist groups like Antifa or even government agencies like the FBI.
They were almost certainly working for the FBI.
You would think that the massive volume of visual evidence would make it impossible to question the official version of what happened on January 6th, and yet by the following month, 58% of surveyed Trump supporters said they viewed the event as mostly an Antifa-inspired attack. How can a conspiracy theory as flawed as the crisis actor be so successful? To try and answer that question, I spoke to conspiracy theory researcher and associate professor at the University of Washington, Kate Starbird.
I covered the Sandy Hook tragedy, years later, I met someone who thought the whole thing was fake, was a setup. It was filled with crisis actors. At first I was stunned, and then I had to offer him sort of some first-person evidence saying, I sat in these people's homes. They didn't fake their children's murders, right? And it just made me wonder, like, how bad is it? How do we get to this point?
You know, one of the things we see in conspiracy theorizing is that there are a set of tropes or sort of pieces of stories that can be picked up and reassembled to create a new conspiracy theory for different events or different things in the world. And crisis actors is a common trope that can be used in a lot of different ways to try to deny what's happening, to try to deny sort of one reality. It becomes really easy for someone to absorb the new theory because they've heard something like that before. And so you've already got like a soft audience who's ready to believe that theory.
Terms like false flag and crisis actor are relatively new, but the accusation goes back a long time. In 1957, 9 black children who were trying to integrate a white school in Little Rock, Arkansas, were accused by segregationists of being paid actors. Before that, there were attempts to discredit the congressional testimony of African Americans about the cruelties of slavery by claiming they were paid to tell false stories. And dictators from Slobodan Milosevic to Bashar al-Assad have tried to minimize protests by blaming them on paid or foreign agitators. Today, the crisis actor accusation is used to question a variety of events, from mass shootings to police brutality to vaccine efficacy. The evidence provided is typically flimsy, deeply illogical, and even downright deceptive. And yet, despite repeated debunkings, the theories continue to get traction, especially on the internet.
So what gets to me is why do these things stick if it's so easy to be disproven?
And so the internet allows us to do a couple of really interesting things. One is there's far more evidence to select from, all these different videos, all these different snapshots and different websites that you can go to find little pieces of evidence. And then on top of that, the internet allows us to sort of crowdsource to find the best conspiracy